Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello, this is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Let's go!
No, come on, don't say it.
Let's go! Let's go! Why am I saying?
Let's proceed.
I'm saying that like Cookie Monster, like let's go, let's go.
I like it. I like it in a question format.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Let's
go.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Like, are we going?
I don't know.
Are we in it now?
We're in it.
Or are we still going?
We're in it.
I heard it was a TD Friday.
TD Friday, let's go!
Let's go TDs.
Ross McCoy's here.
Yeah.
How you doing, Ross?
Oh, hey guys.
Let's go.
There's like 16 bottles of Lysol next to me. Are you guys trying to tell me something?
No.
She had a
No,
situation
no.
last week.
Should I be worried, or are you guys like just ready
No.
to clean up the second I get out of here?
No,
'cause I'm gross?
we hosed it down.
Oh, yeah, we had
and
an issue.
Yeah, and I forgot to put it away. But you know what? It just helped us. I had that out from EC3, and it actually, I did. I'm just telling the truth.
Yeah, he made a
Because
mess.
he swept crazy. And then I left it out, and then it really helped us when celebrity chef Richard Blaze came in this week. He saw that, and it put him at ease. So I was like, all right, well, it was a happy accident. Because he saw it, and I go, I just cleaned your headphones. And then he sat right down, took his head off, put his headphones
I
on.
leave one on the stage at the Balloon Bush, just if you want to wipe the mic.
Yeah,
anything,
it's
you know?
not a bad idea.
Yep.
It's not a bad idea. But good to see you. Welcome to the show, everybody. Sam is here. Ross is here. We're hanging out. Let's go.
The psychology of it is brilliant because you don't have to do any cleaning. You just
you don't.
show the people the cleaning
It's
product.
there.
Right.
Yeah, you can put your weed in it.
There's
Put your
nothing
weed
inside
in
that. Yeah.
Like at the hotel when they put that bullshit like paper cover over the cup, they may or may not have washed the cup. They
Oh,
put the fucking
absolutely.
cover
Yeah,
on it, you know?
Yeah, my dad
Sanitized.
hated when I used those too. He would yell at me if I used any of the stuff that, like, if I disturbed anything within the hotel room. Very angry.
Really?
Like, don't touch the ice bucket. God damn it. They're going to charge us for, like, yeah.
Oh, it's the charge.
Yeah.
It was the old school,
Yeah.
right? It's like you move anything.
You don't touch shit.
Do you like? When's the last time you stayed in a hotel with a what is it called? Like the
little dresser
Honor
in
bar?
between.
no, but the where it's like the candy and
Honor
the
bar.
alcohol. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
well, when I was in Dominican Republic, I had the upgraded one that had the little asalitos in it, and it's just, take what you want.
But that was a free one.
It was free.
One of those fucking cruises, they had a little refrigerator in the room, and I took all the shit out and put it in the cabinets and put all my shit in to keep it cool. Charge hit my room like later that day. Everything in the fucking fridge. Yeah, I spent the whole rest of the cruise just eating it.
Well, joke's on them, though. You'll just put it all back at the end.
That was, they were like, you could have brought that with you. It was a whole fucking thing.
$890 for 15 Diet Cokes and Sprites.
And I hope you were putting, like, leftovers and things in there that you got from, like, the buffet and stuff like that, like a small thing of pasta salad.
But I missed that where you open up and you're like, "What's you have a chocolate bar, some alcohol, some beers."
We hit a sweet spot, and
They're all
and,
$50.
and test my memory, okay? Test my memory. Did we have a company that you and I were writing a commercial for with a buddy of ours? And we were writing a commercial. Remember the Well International carpet commercial? Where I've described it all the time. Tom doesn't like it and Swervy Jones animated it, but basically it's you are an unconfident piece of carpet that nobody likes you because you're not Well International carpet. And I do the voice of your doctor. I'm like a chair. I'm like some sort of office chair, and we're talking to each. It's crazy, but we were writing a commercial for a series of mini bars, like high tech mini bars that would automatically know what you were taking. They had cameras inside of them, and they were pressure sensitive. So, like, if you went in there and grabbed a Heineken, like, it would read Heineken and know just based on the weight.
Auto charge your bill.
And it would auto charge your
Yeah.
bill. And so weren't we writing commercials for
Something like that. I remember I remember there being some commercial activity with like that kind of product.
the mini bar? And they were like, we'll pay you by giving you a mini bar for yours too. We're like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
I believe the same guy paid me about like $50 to develop a sock superhero for like a company that the management ultimately passed on.
Oh,
Do you have anything to plug?
Well, yes.
tons.
So first, our merch item of the week, the TD hammock.
Merch item of the
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
That's right, baby.
We have too much merch, and it's piling up,
Yeah.
and now
Everything must go.
There's
Let's
two-
go.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm like, you have 2 storage units now?
Oh my
Jesus.
God.
There's
And-
no way you can beat this merch. My wife went to the Pulse Pride Walk the other weekend.
Yeah.
I am NASCAR's in rainbow colors sweat rag.
That's pretty dope.
Fucking awesome.
That's pretty
I
dope.
yelled at my wife for not getting 10 of them.
So, and that's our villain co-branded TD hammock. So it's a Tom and Dan completely supplemented hammock.
Yeah.
That I've used before.
McAfee approved.
Yes.
Perfect for the upcoming BDM beach party.
Yeah. And speaking of that, if you want to be invited, all you have to do is become a BDM, and we will send you an email invite.
Easy to do. TomandDan.com/registration.
And we're sending those invites out probably in July. So, you
We got
guys
some
have the
time.
I heard the more you pay for your BDM status, the more sand you get at the beach party.
It's true. Absolutely true.
Also, our beer release with Hourglass Brewing in Longwood is June 18th. And that's from 11 to 2 p.m. We're all going to be out there.
Yeah, it's a golden ale called Dad Jokes. We'll have merch that kind of coincides with it out there.
First 100 people in line that purchases beer will get a custom BDM pen. And then we got a bunch of merch for sale and stuff like that. So if you want to buy Dad Jokes, that's June 18th.
I'm bringing my hats out there, too.
And Carts and Kegs, June 26th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's around.
I heard it's a race.
Yeah, it's more of an obstacle course.
Yeah, it's the
Jesus
Great
Christ.
Sanford
Sam?
Race War, they're calling
Sam?
it. Yeah.
Is it an obstacle course?
No, it's a timed race. It's a
Oh,
timed race.
okay.
They're racing for best time.
I like to describe.
Yeah, it's. I thought it was
things
3
different.
wide in the corners.
And that's at Henry's Depot. And
I'm
it's a free
imagining
event.
Tom with Tommy and Max at like Olympic track events. Like, it's not a race per se, kids. It's the 100-meter dash.
You should see how nervous. See, usually Daniel does these things with me, and Daniel doesn't care.
I don't care.
He'll just show up.
Your Ross knows I don't care.
And
Well, Ross doesn't care. High five.
Over the years, maybe at the beginning he asked some questions, but over the years he just learned. He's like,
Yeah.
"Fuck it." Tom's got some sort of plan.
Well,
First time
there-
I hosted a comedy show, I had 17 note cards. I had so many fucking note cards. Now I show up drunk, just ready to go.
I got to a point though where my concern would be more than the plan. So it was like counterproductive, and it'd be like it would put me in a bad spot. So it's
And your plan never matches the reality.
No.
So why the fuck even engage in the plan?
It's
You
just better-
adapt to reality as
Yeah.
it happens and do your shit.
Yeah, it's better just to get there and be like, okay, what's reality? What are we
Exactly.
looking
Yeah,
at?
yeah,
We're
yeah.
looking at here, you know?
So-
because it's not going to be what I want.
Daniel is traveling that day, so Samantha is going to be hosting Carts and Kegs with me.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
is nervous.
Oh, I've been pre-planning crazy. I bought a whole outfit for this.
I would be nervous.
Well, I'm nervous. And
I'm asking all the questions that Tom doesn't have the answers to.
You're not
Yeah,
working
yeah,
with
yeah.
me.
No.
Yeah,
You're not working with me.
Yeah. She's
You're
like-
working with him, and it's a completely
It's a
different
mess.
animal. It's a different animal.
Sam's like, do they have microphones and a PA? And I'm like,
I
good
don't
question.
You're like, oh yeah, we're gonna need that. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I'll send the email. Then days and days go
Yeah.
by, and then I'm like, tomorrow. Anyway, Carts and Kegs.
Remember one
downtown
That'll be
Sanford.
fun.
Remember one time a guy like spliced a speaker in backwards and made you guys use that as a microphone?
Okay,
Yes.
so what had happened was this guy's a good DJ and a friend of the show. He's
No,
a-
he clearly knew what the fuck he was doing. It
He's
was
a
just,
nice guy, but he's a creative and fun DJ. And what do we want when we're on stage? It's not creative and fun. We just want microphones, and we want them to work right. Well, he didn't have a microphone, and he's like, "But I can reverse engineer a pair of headphones, and you
That's
can
what
just
it
talk into the speaker."
That's what it was.
And
Yes.
he reversed the polarity of the goddamn headphones, and we were talking into the headphone, and I looked at you, and I go, "This is fucking stupid. I'm not doing this. So yes, Ross, that is an excellent example of me not giving a fuck because I'm like, fuck you. I handed it to you. I'm like, you fucking do it. I'm not doing it. To fucking look like an idiot.
It was all over modulated.
Hey, everybody.
It sounded like the aliens in a horror movie.
And
like,
he was so proud of himself that
your leader.
Yeah, it was like that. And he was so proud of himself that he did it.
Yeah. No, it was a good move.
And you're just like, I'll power through it. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
You know, it's funny. You see your own evolution of your career, and at the beginning, you make those mistakes, and then you vow.
Like a little fish crawling up onto the beach in a bear suit. And you slowly shed the bear suit and learn to
molt
walk.
It off, yeah. And it floats back into the ocean. I had a perfect vision of what you were describing.
So in the beginning, you make those mistakes, and you're like, "Fuck, I'll never make those mistakes again." And then you're diligent right after about never. Like, do you have a microphone?
I am
do you have
mindful of this.
And then you slip back to the beginning where you stop caring.
Yeah, then you're like, oh God, what are we doing today? Bring an EC3. Let's go and let's go.
And then you're like, I will talk into the headphones now because I don't give a fuck. Anyway,
So let's hope it's not like that at Cards and Kegs.
no.
I'm trying to get all the details together.
I'm hearing the seriousness.
We haven't got into the I don't give a fuck yet, but Cards and Kegs.
I'll bring my
25,
2 pins just in case.
Yeah.
This is the first annual, so this will be interesting.
Yeah.
Inaugural. But Sanford's got their shit together, right? They do the fucking couch races. They know what to.
Yeah. Well, the couch races took a while of evolution.
It had to
Yeah.
shake out.
Yeah. Like when me and Daniel we first did them, it was like two
we'd get
giant
yelled
speakers.
at. Yeah.
We were standing on a wood
Pallet.
Yeah.
wood pallet, and then we put our Tom and Dan tent over, and the couches are crashing into each other.
And
like
then Love Your Shorts film festivals, yelling at Buster's Bistro.
Those first couple ones were violent.
they would crash
yeah.
into each
First
other.
one
Remember, they got a
was-
fist fight.
The
one
first
year.
one I was a
Yeah.
participant in, and it was brutal because there was no rules.
Right.
There was no rule. It was get down there, get back, and like teams were just like running into other couches. Like there was like some teams that were Vikings like trying to take out other fucking couches.
Yeah.
Which
He's
is
not
momentum
exaggerating.
enforced. It was brutal.
It was brutal.
I remember you coming back and our team coming back and being like, nah, man, like that's not.
I think
what
they
is that
also
all about?
they really hadn't thought out the course the first year because I think we both ran from the same end to like a
Yes.
cul-de-sac
Yep.
and then had to go around the cul-de-sac, and that's where you like when you both
You
got to the
smash-
cul-de-sac
yeah.
and we're going opposite ways. Like it was just a recipe for running into each other.
And
It was bad.
everyone was drunk.
Yes.
No insurance.
Yeah. We ran into the crowd so many times.
Yeah. There was no barriers.
It was just haystacks.
Yeah,
I think there was some string.
Yeah, we had string. We put it in. We're like, watch out. The
Do
string.
not pass the string.
You're in the string.
So,
Cut 2, Go-Kart Kills 4 in Sanford.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'll be on a trip, I guess.
so right before we started the chat room
You're setting up your alibi now?
on Twitch, and by the way, if you ever want to watch all our live shows, we broadcast them on Twitch Monday through Friday throughout the week, and that's the only true way to hear them live.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. Well, we don't do a good job, and by we I mean me. I don't do a good job of telling you guys that we're live on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, Monday through Friday. Usually starts around 10:30, except for Fridays. We usually start around 11:30. But yeah, it's very, very punctual. Like at 10:30, boom, you get like some welcome music, and then we usually start around 11.
And
I
I know,
use Ustream. I just like the interface better.
I did too.
and I know some people are like, I don't understand technology. I can't do it. We're like, well, you have a smartphone. We
It's
know
easy.
that because
Yeah.
everybody does.
Yeah, it's easy.
If you download the Twitch app, if you search apps on your smartphone, if you know how to do that, you get the Twitch app, and then once you get the Twitch app, then all you have to subscribe to Tom and Dan Live.
You can only do that via desktop, though.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Yeah, it's got to be desktop.
Yeah.
Oh, can't
To
do it.
subscribe, you have to do it on the desktop.
Yeah, but I
But you
will
could
say,
listen live.
Yes, on the app.
Yeah, on the app every single day.
Could just be audio only if you don't
Yeah.
want to watch.
Yeah, but our app does communicate with Twitch, so if you have both and you are subscribed, it makes it very easy to watch us live. So there you go.
It got hot in here again.
I think our air broke.
I know. I already emailed American Air and Heat,
And
they're
they wrote back, new email, who did?
Oh,
they're
man.
coming by. Which again,
They
I
said,
believe
I'll be by when True Leaf swings by.
I think this happened 2 years ago. American Air and Heat, they sent one of their awesome texts. The text like, all right, I refilled the Freon, but there's a leak. You got to get it fixed eventually. Like, let the owner know. And we let the owner know, and then nothing. I think, but I think that was 2 years ago. So it's been a good run. Should we do another 2 years?
Did you?
No, I'm dying.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we got the air.
Power out error.
Did you contact them more than once?
No.
That's on you.
Yeah,
You gotta
we figured
follow
we'd
up.
get to it.
You got to follow up.
We figured we'd get to it, and it's free on. It doesn't cost us anything, so
So anyway,
we were cool with it.
Both my vehicles right now, both my fucking vehicles, it's about to be Florida summer. Both my vehicles, no AC and window issues.
Oh,
man.
I've lived through that.
No AC at all.
I have a
Is
leak.
it the Freon? I got like a Freon.
I have a
thing.
leak in Andrea's car on the passenger side. I have a leak, and what's good when you have a leak in Florida and you don't know where it is? When it heats up in the car and you get the steamies, and then you know that you're growing some sort of like I've got like an atrium in there or something, right? Like it's like becoming its own like little ecosystem.
My van, no AC, taking my kid to basketball, 90 degrees, starts raining. We got to go windows up, 90 degrees.
Oh my god!
20-minute trip. It was fucking hell. It's fucking hell.
Hold on, is there there's a fix to it, right?
Yeah. Oh, I don't have any. What's that shit? Money.
No,
I'm trying to fix my. I'm trying to fix it so
money.
the fucking insurance and mortgage companies don't steal my house, and I have not a fucking penny.
Is there still a lot of AC? Like I remember mechanics used to advertise like
No, that shit got turned
fixing
Free
the
AC
AC.
check?
That shit got turned into a 7-Eleven on Colonial.
The one that had the
It's a
arrow.
7-Eleven now.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bouncing arrow. Yeah,
Yep.
I remember that with a little penguin. I only go to places to fix my AC when they have a cartoon penguin.
Sitting on a block of ice.
Yeah, gotta be.
That's how you know.
That's how you know.
Could it just be the Freon? Because I said I
So
have.
the van, I got filled up. I got a good little place over on Orange Ave. Adam's Tires will do little shit for me. They filled it up with Freon. This is the weekend of my anniversary, and it lasted the weekend, and it was gone.
Well,
So we got a leak. We
Yeah,
got a
that
leak
means
somewhere
because
with
y'all
it.
were spicy and you needed that
got that van
AC.
hot,
Yeah,
dude.
cooling
We got that
yourself
van
down.
I think you could put some pepper in there or something. That you used to do that with my dirt bike. It clogs the leaks.
Like black pepper?
Yeah, black pepper in the radiator,
Don't-
and then it'll go to where
Ross
the
is
leak
not
This
going
is how
to
you have your.
Ross.
This is how you have your lawnmower blow
Yeah,
up.
Ross is not putting black pepper in his AC. I'm confident. Do not do that. First of all, I don't need to
listen.
tell you to not listen to Tom, but I'm just saying. do
Listen,
not
you
put
get
black,
broke enough, this stuff starts sounding legitimate. You know, like
dude. In
black pepper in the
or
AC.
rice. I heard rice is good too.
in our old truck, we had an AC or like a Freon leak, and I used to carry around a bottle
Yeah,
Of
the
black pepper.
and no, and a Freon like a connector, like a filler that you could put onto the little nipple on the truck, and then you fill it up every time the AC.
Really?
Yeah, you run the AC totally on, like, and then I tell Crystal, like, get in there, tell me when it's cold, and then you shake the Freon bottle and it gets in there. But
You
then
should have a memorial hole in the ozone layer.
oh yeah, it was just spraying everywhere.
little name
They
plate.
sell it.
Oh, God.
In the chat room, someone was talking about Las Patas.
Yeah, right before we got on the air, somebody had mentioned
Oh, did they go get a
Las Patas.
cheesesteak?
And then I said, hey, when was the last time you had Las Patas? Because I haven't had a legitimate, like a nice, greasy, gooey cheesesteak in probably a year.
Yeah.
Maybe longer. But I want
so
one.
good.
I want one. Maybe that's what I want for dinner tonight.
And Ross said he had a Las Patas story.
You know what? I did say that, but now I'm realizing I have a Linda's La Cantina story.
That's right. That's right.
That's not
Las Patas I like too. Las Patas
I get
like
a lot of
too.
heat. I get a lot of heat because of my stance on Linda's, which is I've never had a good meal there. Now,
What?
I'm sure they're great people. Yeah, Andrea and I've been a bunch of times. I think we've been 3 times or twice. And it was both times it was just like, eh. But I'm totally okay with going back and giving it a shot because I so want to love it. Like I want it to be my
What'd you
hometown
have? Just right
steakhouse.
off the- right off
I think I had a ribeye.
Okay.
But it was just I don't know. I don't know. But I'll try it again. What happened
Although
to you at
your
Linda's?
photo is still hanging up in Las Patas.
yeah. No,
Oh man, I with the green apron and you're wearing the baseball hat. That's my
well,
favorite. That should be.
I can't say no to anything.
I love
back
that
then, they were like, hey, you know, they sponsor your woman in a comedy. They want you to go out and do a bit where you make some
You
subs.
looked right at home. Like you should be making subs back there.
Then the mom of the owner or whatever is sitting next to my phone, and the wizard's picture used to be the guy who pushing his boner down. And then
Oh, my
she looked
God.
right at it when he
Oh
called.
my
I
god!
saw her look at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Then she was like,
Oh my god! Extra
My
cheese.
word.
Yeah.
The only bad business move I ever saw Bart Merrick make was we were eating at Las Patas a good bit for a minute there because he was selling a house over that way.
Uh-huh.
And the opportunity came up to get your ad permanently placed on the table at Las Patas. And I was like, you should do this, dude. You should do this. And he passed. And then we saw the tables, and they're fucking sick. fucking sick.
I've always wanted to be the Oasis in St. Augustine. They do a damn fine breakfast. They also have a little person that works there, and he's worked there since I went to school at Flagler College. So I don't even know why I said that, but it's fun to go there and see him and eat breakfast. They have the real ads that are like in the Formica.
Yeah.
And I want one so bad.
That's what the spot is.
And they have the coffee mugs with the ads all the way around the coffee mug, which is a
like in-house?
In-house.
Yeah, that's sick.
They're the mugs that are flared too.
Oh, the little nuclear mugs?
Yeah, the nuke mugs.
I love those.
Yeah, they're little nuke mugs, and they have ads all the way around them, full color, man.
How much do they charge for that?
I don't know, but if I have seen the guy that I know that works at the Oasis, I would have asked. My God, I think I just had a heart attack. Did you hear that? I was like, Kang!
Pre-2022, I'd say $2 a cup. Now 15. I don't know.
Seems worth it though. Like
it does because it stays there forever.
Anyway,
so I went to Linda's La Cantina for the first time. I don't know if you guys heard my producer team, Mickey and Jackie. They moved.
Yes.
Yeah, moved out of Florida, so we took them out for like a farewell dinner.
Nice.
To Linda's La Cantina, and I'd never been before, so it was my first time, and fucking amazing. It was great, and we ordered like assholes. We ordered everything on the fucking menu. I got
they like that.
I got surf and turf dinner and a chopsteak dinner. I got 2 dinners. Hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out.
What's wrong with that?
Well, who orders 2 dinners?
Yeah, but I mean, like,
show of hands.
You've also known Jackie and Mickey for a lifetime. I imagine.
We can always bring some home,
yeah,
too.
I also think they're worthy.
Didn't happen, but thanks, Sam.
I think they're worthy of a double dinner.
So hear me out. I was either going to get surf and turf or the chopsteak, because I fucking love a good chopsteak. And at Linda's, it's not just ground like beef meat. It's like the steak all chopped up and formed into a patty and seared.
God.
It's so fucking good.
Shout out to Dan Dennis. Also love chopsteaks.
So the large version to either one of those is like in the 40s or something like that. But they also have like a mini version for like I think for the chopsteak it was like 12, and for the surf and turf it was like under. So like getting the 2 mini dinners, I was getting out for less than one of the big dinners. So Dad's getting 2 dinners tonight. My wife got a fucking steak. Jackie got the veal, which was fan-fucking-tastic. It was amazing.
Ooh,
I forget. Mickey got a steak. We got appetizers. Like I got the not bechamel sauce, but they got like a little $2 thing of sauce you can get. The grilled mushrooms, grilled onions.
Gotta have the mushrooms and onions.
Like fucking everything on the menu. We ordered like fucking assholes. Which again, I didn't have the money for this, but they're going away. We're going all out. You know. Bill comes. Mickey right away said, "Split the bill before we even started." The guy came. I said, "Let me get it. Give it to me. Give it to me." Or he came to like give us takeout boxes. I said, "Let me get the bill. Just let me get it." Thank you. Everybody thanks me. The guy comes back and he goes, "Another server came up to me and somebody at another table is taking care of your bill. It's all taken care of."
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
And this is in the hundreds easily. This is for 4 people. Again, going all out. Not even
Showing
fucking
out.
thinking about the consequences.
You 2 dinners.
Yeah, goodbye, friends.
Double dinner.
Yeah, double dinner.
That's the only thing
Goodbye,
Tom took away from this
friend.
story.
Double dinner.
Yeah.
2 dinners.
Yeah.
And somebody took care of our fucking bill.
Did
you don't know
who it is?
who?
So let's get back to that in a second. Here's the funny part of this. So when this happens, my wife's up taking a piss, and she is trash because she has had a glass of wine and a half. She is smashed, right?
Yeah.
So she comes and sits down, and when the waiter came and told us the bill's taken care of, we all were like, "Oh, yo!" Full reaction, like everything you could ever want in a reaction to that news.
Yeah. Because you know they're watching, right? That's
we don't know. We like.
Were you like, let's go?
I had one
It was
suspicion,
just
and I
unexpected,
I kind of looked in that direction. Those people were gone. So, but like for the waiter, the waiter got the full brunt of it, and maybe they were like lurking around. They saw it too. I don't know. But so my wife comes back and sits down. The waiter is like dusting his fucking hands off. He's like, round 2. I'm gonna get the same reaction from this lady that I got from these guys. And he comes up and he goes real quick too, so that we don't have a chance to tell her. He runs up and he's like, ma'am, I don't know if they told you, but somebody here at the restaurant has taken care of your whole bill tonight. And my wife just looks at me and goes, "Shut up, you're lying." And the guy's face just fell.
Look it all out of him. Oh, I love it.
And she continued to insist that he was lying about it until he pointed out I had asked for I asked him to ring me up like a cent so I could tip him because I didn't have my cash on me.
Nice.
I just ring me up a cent so I can tip you. And he's like, this guy got in a fight. You should have played the confrontation music. But my wife's in a fight with this waiter about whether or not the bill's free because she does legitimately think he's fucking with her. Finally he goes, "Why does your husband have a bill for 1 cent?" And I showed it to her and she's like, "Oh shit, I don't know."
the buying the meal.
That's a baller move.
For a stranger, or like you say stranger, or like I'm imagining the reason is because they recognize you, or.
So I did get up to pee one time. I got up to pee, and somebody in the vicinity, I'm walking to the bathroom, and somebody in the vicinity goes, "Hey, Toss with Ross." I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And I turn around, two guys at a booth. One guy's like, "Hey, what's up, Ross?" And the other guy's like, "Who's this asshole?" Which is fine. And so I go over to talk to the guy for a second, and we were talking for a second, Sam, and he goes, "I've met you before." And I was like, "Oh, shit, no, we'll in." And he goes, "Hideout Open Door."
Wow.
And I was like,
That's
no
old
shit.
school,
And then we
man.
talked Hideout for like 5 minutes.
Very
and,
cool.
Then I went pissed and went back to my table.
So it could have been him, but you're not for sure.
No idea. Yeah.
So if you
That's
do,
kind of cool.
Well, a lot of people know you, so it's not surprising. And the place gets packed.
Well,
so
This was a bill, though. This was not like even, this guy was like, hey, $50 towards that. He took care of the table.
Is it also possible, because I think Jackie did mention that they were going there, is it possible someone bought it for the table because it was their going away dinner? I don't know.
I don't know.
Because that's weird.
It's not impossible.
It's
Now-
awesome though. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
what if you because I've always wondered this. I've never done.
Do you regret you didn't get triple dinner now that you know that it's free?
Right.
We couldn't have gone any harder.
Right.
Honestly, it
Dessert?
was like,
Did you get dessert?
did not, but only because I'm an asshole about sugar now.
I
Yeah.
love dessert, man. I gotta have a little dessert.
So a couple things with paying for someone else's dinner. First is you got to stick around to see the reaction, right? Because that's some sort of compensation for you paying for the. You can't just pay for a dinner and leave.
I mean,
without
you could
seeing,
if that's just what you want to do.
I mean,
Well, I'm
even
just saying, well,
because
Tom's
now,
wasting
if
it.
you're waiting for the reaction, and then you're doing it for yourself,
Like
not for
Tom-
the person.
Well, that's what everybody does.
Tom's
it for.
right, because I've paid people's toll behind me, and then as I'm driving away, I look at my mirror,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"What are they doing? What are they doing?" And the last time I did it, they were just like, they just kept going. Then they passed me. I'm like, "Hey, I paid your toll, you motherfucker.
At least do something,
I
a
paid your
thumbs up,
fucking
or
toll."
like
This is my road.
You have
I'm
to
like,
act.
I'm like, they got tinted windows. Ah, shit.
You have to act surprised in something. So the person
Yeah,
that
put
did
your
it
hand out the sunroof.
second.
right?
It is better that way because my wife got a tip on her job the other day, and she had to look up in the rules like whether or not she's even allowed to accept a tip. And it turns out you are up to $100. So I tipped her $100 for some shit, but she still felt bad about it. So she went to the Bull and Bush on a Wednesday and was just like, "Hey, I'm buying everybody a beer. Anybody, comics, whoever comes in, I'm buying beer until this is done." And there's a lot of beers at the Bull and Bush. She
Yeah.
bought a lot of people a lot of beers, and they were so fucking appreciative. And a lot of them still come up to her, "Hey, thanks for that beer that one time." Like,
Yeah, it's equity.
goes a
You're
long
putting
way.
it into
a fucking
it.
round on the house. You know how fun it is to just come in and just say around on the house? It's
Yeah,
fucking
man, I
fun. It's
know.
fun to do.
Yeah, I've never done that. I've never.
I did one time at the Bull and Bush. There's like a couple people I knew. I bought a round for everybody but one guy. It turns out.
Oh, that's
I was like,
awesome.
get this guy a beer, get that guy, and that guy, and then I was like, hey, everybody except for this guy, a beer.
That's funny.
The other thing about like paying for someone's meal is you mention it to the waitress, right? Like say you're like the waitress is in the same like cluster
Tell them
of
it's
tables.
from this table over here.
So when
and
you
do
say-
the move where you wave and you're like, "Hello," from the other side of the room.
Well, when you say I'd like to pay for that table's meal, you don't know what it is, like the
Yeah.
monetary amount yet, and then you can't go back. Once
Oh,
you
that's
have-
too much.
you
Never
can't,
mind.
You can't say.
That's what I was thinking,
Well,
too, yeah.
You can't say I'd like to pay for that meal, but can I see what it is
You've already
first? 'Cause
opted in.
that's-
You already
yeah.
signed a verbal contract.
This is true.
Can I see how much it is?
You signed a verbal contract.
Yeah, and this kind.
Well, in your mind, and then you're gonna like I've done it before. Like when I go to it used to happen to me in my 20s. I'd go up to the register at like a fancy department store, and I'd have like some cologne in my hand, but it didn't have a price tag on it because fancy department stores they don't always tag everything.
Right.
And then they'd scan it, and they'd be like, "Well, that's $80," and I'd be like, "Okay," and then I'd like begrudgingly buy it because I didn't want the hot lady checking me out to think that I was a poor piece of shit because I was.
I think I told the story, but this kind of happened to me not with the paying for someone's meal, but at Walmart when I paid for that
Wait a
family
minute.
at
Oh,
Christmas
yes,
time before.
yeah.
And so there.
Put this on there too.
I was actually in a rush, and I was like getting some Christmas lights because some bulbs burned out or whatever. And then I was in the outdoor section, and then there was a family in front of me, and they were buying like grocery items and stuff. Like they were checking out at
Allow
the
me to
outdoor.
be your Christmas angel.
No, but then they were like, I see, like they were picking, like the lady was like, "Oh, I need a new card," and then they were getting a card for
I'm
the
sorry,
grandma.
Bailey. We's gonna have to put our fire logs and pickles back.
And then they were getting like gift cards out, and then they were swiping them, and they're like, "Oh, you need."
Is there anything left on this one,
Yeah,
sir?
it was like that.
Yeah.
And then I was sitting there, and then I was just like, excuse me, I'll just buy the
Excuse
rest.
me, hero here.
Because then they
Step aside,
just get my-
monetary hero here.
Walmart Santa.
Yeah.
they started like putting back like the laundry detergent.
No,
like,
ma'am,
what-
do not put that back.
And
Professional
It's expensive.
podcaster here.
And then I was just like, I'll take care of the rest. But in my mind, I thought they were like close, like within $11. Not that it matters, but then they were like, all right, the $52. And I was like, oh, like in my head, I just did a little go when I was more than I thought it would be. It was no big deal.
I bought like
so glad to do it.
$60 worth of Dunkin' Donuts one time because I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
get the lady behind me. She's picking up some order for her fucking her whole Amscot. She bought like 1,000 donuts. I was like $63.50. I'm like $63.50. I just bought a coffee. I was gonna buy her a coffee.
So, did you leave the restaurant without even like the?
Did you look around
The person
and-
that knew you is gone already. You said, right?
Correct. Yeah. When the waiter came over, I knew where they were sitting, and I looked, and they were gone. Yeah.
So that that is unique that he didn't even stick around, because I've had this happen to me before, and the person waved and it was like, it was me.
Hey.
And then I felt obligated
Hey, take
to go.
a picture with me.
I felt obligated.
Hey, drunkie, eat my wife's pussy. It'll escalate quickly.
Yeah, then I went over to the table and then I was
It'll
like,
escalate quickly.
and then they wanted to do a shot. And then my wife
me
was
jack
like,
you off.
like, I felt like I was now indebted to
Yeah,
them.
you are.
For
You're the
a
best
while.
person to buy dinner for, because if Tom does it and
Yeah.
you're still in Linda's, then
Yeah.
he comes over to your table. You can make this motherfucker do anything. You're like, sniff my shoes, you piece of shit. You're like, oh god.
No, this guy clearly was after anonymity because he knew where we were sitting. He could have come over and been like, "Got your tab" or whatever, or
Right.
whoever it was. They weren't about the.
Well, that's really nice. Do more of that.
What about this one? One time we're at the grocery store. Some of my neighbors are ahead of me, and like, long story, but this single mom who sometimes is and sometimes isn't in her kid's life is like checking out. They got
Those are the best ones.
Not if you're the kid. Some of them, they got some ice cream and like some pizza and maybe like some detergent, like some little business, little pleasure, you know. And we were like chatting. We're like, you guys gonna have a little pizza party tonight, you know, whatever. And they go to rent car declined, like hard decline, not even like
Quickly.
$11 to $50, like just hard decline. And I think I saw it. Maybe my wife was like looking at gum or whatever, and I kind of like turned my back and I'm like, hey, can we just get this for the inside? And she's like, oh yeah, no, we'll do it, because it's like a couple pizzas and ice cream. It's all buy one get one free shit anyway, like whatever. So I turn around, hey, we got it. You know, just bring it up to the cashier, ring it up, and we got it. And she's like keeps it going, rings our shit up, and pay, and they grabbed their shit and left. Didn't say a word to us.
Are you serious? They never said
sorry, I
thank
shouldn't
you.
laugh at that.
Didn't make eye contact. Didn't say a word, and just fucking left. And I don't know.
Weird.
Also, they were still talking amongst themselves. They didn't seem like they were hanging their heads, like they were ashamed, like they
Right.
received charity
Did
or
they
anything.
know?
Maybe
They were leaving with the fucking grocery.
No, but
They didn't pay for them.
Maybe they thought they were.
And I said,
stealing.
hey, we got it. I said, hey, we got it. Hey, we got it. You know, like, and
weird. And then like they
took their shit and left.
Dude, maybe that's their racket though. Maybe they do that all the time.
It-
they bring the
after
same
it happened,
declined
it seemed
car.
like a
but
grift.
if you did it
Yeah.
all the time, you would be like, oh, thank you so much. I'm sorry.
you
We
wouldn't.
shouldn't- Yeah, no, you
'Cause-
would, right? Because then
I don't know.
Maybe the first time.
It was startling.
Like,
Honestly, I didn't know where you were
just-
going with that,
Yeah.
and I've never heard that before.
It was
I'm
weird.
sweating
That's
in
a
here.
Weird one. Yeah,
Weird
it's
one.
hot as fuck in here, man.
who doesn't even acknowledge it at all? Like, do you think it's embarrassing? It was like they were too embarrassed.
That would be my first thought, but again, they were not acting like that. They were chit-chatting amongst themselves about like, let's go get a Red Box or whatever. Like, you know, they were like,
Oh, they got
still-
money for Red
Yeah,
Box.
I know. Like,
Well, they didn't. You can't have everything. And Ross had afforded them the opportunity to go rent something great.
yeah, like maybe they knew they'd gotten close on the groceries,
Yeah.
but declined. So like, we do have $11 on this. We can still afford Red
Boss
Box.
Baby 2. I heard Boss Baby 2 is
Dude.
Who doesn't even
magnifique.
The
thank
Boss
the
Baby
person?
franchise as a whole. Is
It's
fucking-
pretty damn
amazing.
good.
Mhm.
Pretty damn good. We got to take a break.
All right.
The baby wears a suit, Tom.
He loves it.
familiar.
He loves it. I've never seen any of those. None of the Boss Baby movies.
So
TV show.
I can't wait till Rust comes out, though. I'm excited. About that.
come
That's
on.
all. What? What?
Let's get a break.
The name of the band is Booze and Glory. The name of the song is C'est la vie. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. 1-844-TOMNDAN show at tomandan.com if you want to throw us an email. Bye-bye. great little tune by the band Dad Bod called I Don't Feel Like Dying Yet. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha's here. Ross is here. Where are we going? Anything to plug? What are we doing here? I'm hungry for steak.
Happy birthday, Daniel.
Thank you.
Well, it's not your birthday today, but it'll be Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday is my birthday.
But this will be your birthday show.
46 years of age. I grabbed the wrong, this is how old I am. I grabbed the wrong poison. I got my Ghost Energy.
How is it, the Swedish fish?
It's delicious.
Okay, well.
All these Ghost drinks are good. Mike B, he's been drinking these too. Mike B and I, both pillars of health.
Yeah.
If you look at him, our body styles are that of a small aquatic. I have the body of a shrimp. He has the body of a scallop. And this is a Swedish fish drink, and it's damn tasty.
You're not going to do it?
What?
I guess I'll do it. I'm scallop.
I'm shrimp.
There are some listeners out there that have started listening to you since you were on Ed Till, and now I mean it's damn near 27 years, which is insane.
I did Ross's camera on. Sorry about that.
Imagine listening to someone for 27 years.
I get people that I get people that mention to me the 20 year is the one that don't even, you can take the 7 away. It doesn't even matter. When people say like, I listened to you for like 20 years, I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah.
It's not a compliment. It doesn't hurt my feelings or anything, but it is a dose of reality.
Well, that's a whole like 1/3 of someone's life. You know what I'm saying? If you're like from 20 to 40 or even like
it's a lot.
You know, when they're riding in their car with their parents and then until they're an adult and
here's
have their own kids, it's crazy.
I'll give you a real one. We're live on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/TomandDanLive. Goes to Manute Bull, that's a chat name. He says, I first heard Daniel when the Monsters were syndicated in Macon, Georgia. I was in 7th grade at the time.
Yeah. And now he's an old man.
Yeah, now you're an old man. You got kids of your own. You got a family, a wife. Maybe you've had you have 3 wives. This year on your 3rd wife.
Yeah.
And you're
crazy.
It's insanity.
Do you guys remember your first radio guy that you got into?
I do.
Who's it for you?
Look him up, Sam. He worked for Cool 105.9, and it was Scott St. John.
That's a great name.
Scott St. John on Cool 105.9. This is the Beach Boys. Help me, Rhonda.
If he'd worked for NPR, they'd make him say St. John. Yeah. That guy? St. John Flynn?
Yeah.
I just started
NPR
listening like
good.
Howard Stern when my mom would listen to Howard Stern. So we, like it was syndicated down in Miami. And then it was like Paul and Young
sitting
Ron.
on a speaker, vibrating her pussy.
Never mentioned that or even like alluded to the fact that it may be inappropriate for me to listen. But
my dad would come and be like, Daniel Carver's on there, and he's being so racist.
Like we were coming home from swim class the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, we're on. It was like 8:00, and the corporate time was
Maisie
still on.
loves to listen to us, and I don't let her
But-
because it spirals out of control, dude. I forget what we say on the show.
Me too.
And then we play it, and then I start saying some stuff about dicks, and then I'm like, no, you can't listen to this. That guy's terrible.
Scott St. John's still doing work. He's doing voiceover work still.
You're fucking kidding
No.
me.
I guess I don't know who's doing the next Mediocre Time imaging, right?
On air with Scott St. John.
We will reach out to him. I'd love to reach
How
out
old
to
is
him.
he?
I don't know.
He got to be 80.
80?
He's got to be 80.
So-
Ross, sorry, real quick. I went to see him. He was opening like an AMC movie theater,
Yeah.
and it just so happened that he was like the film was like something that I could see. It was like some
Come
Disney
get some free
release.
popcorn from Cool FM.
No better than that. I got an autograph of Scott St. John, and I was like,
shit.
holy shit, I got a Scott St. John autograph. I put it in my room. So we watched the movie, and then we left the movie theater. After the movie, I left my fucking autograph. I cried. I still remember. I was crying. Oh, Scott St. John.
He officially retired from radio in 2016, but he's still doing on-air like
Oh my God, cockroaches.
voiceover work.
Cockroaches of entertainment and radio, guys, man. They never stop.
2016.
Yeah.
It's a long run. Daniel's a young Dan Lee Dennis, and then and then you just retired.
Looks like he was in Pennsylvania at that time.
I guess that's 6 years ago. So should we do Ross getting
Well,
angry? I forgot.
if you're abandoning your story, I will say you have to be careful because my first radio guys was John Boy and Billy. My dad used to listen to that.
Yes.
In the radio.
Yes.
But my first guy that I liked personally was when I lived in Georgia. and I was first stay at home with my first kid. We didn't have money for cable or like any sort of entertainment other than AM radio. I had an AM radio, and I listened to Neil Boortz. I lived for the Neil fucking Boortz show.
Yeah, dude.
I lived for the Neil Boortz show, and just recently I was like, I should hit him up for Tots with Ross. Like, I don't know, he's retired forever ago. I don't know what he fucking doing.
You should definitely.
Looked him up on Twitter. Super racist.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
It's just here's a sample Neil Boortz tweet on any given day.
No.
It's like a headline of a crime, and guess which race committed it?
Oh, he's
one of those guys?
Constantly.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly.
Well,
Well, sorry.
I was speaking to J Love on 102 Jams, Nikki Knight 106.7.
I remember
And then
Nikki
like
Knight.
talk radio was Drew Garabo was like the first one that I really started listening to all the
Yeah,
time.
shout out to Drew. He's home
Yeah.
now, so shout out to that dude.
Yeah, that's what when I moved up to Orlando, that's where I started with Drew Garabo. But it was after you left, and
Yeah, same.
I never caught the morning show because I was in college. I never woke up that early, so it would always be Drew Garabo.
Well, it was Monsters of the Midday first. Get it
yeah,
right.
you're right.
Yes.
But
Tom
still,
I
woke up
did
real
catch
late.
it in the midday.
no.
I would sneak a Walkman into middle school and listen to it.
Yeah. It was just like Howard Stern in the mornings, and
Yeah, my dad loved Howard.
and then
Absolutely loved him.
And it's amazing how starved, like, people that were into talk radio, I say this all the time,
yeah.
but, like, you were starved for content because it was only what you could listen to live. There was no ability to listen on demand anywhere. And I remember even when I worked as a intern at the radio station, I'd steal the mini discs and a mini disc CD or like mini disc player with headphones so I could listen to it when I was doing stocking work at Champ Sports.
I thought I was a genius because before I would go to DeLand Middle, I would put in a Chrome cassette on my Sears. I had a big Sears brand. It had a CD player on the bottom. Then it had a dual, high-speed dubbing tape deck on the top.
Yeah, dude.
Then it had the radio on the top with a really rudimentary EQ that didn't do shit for shit. And then it had a turntable on the top. And then the bottom of it was just particle board, and that's where you put your records or, your weed or whatever. And I remember I thought I was a genius because I put a Chrome cassette in there, and I would wait until the last possible second to leave with my family, and I'd hit record on Howard Stern to try and get what I wasn't able to listen to because I knew Mom wasn't getting fired up in the car. And I'd hit record, and I knew it would stop. So then I'd get home later in the day, rewind the tape, and I'd at least get an extra 72 minutes, 60 minutes, something.
90 minutes, we spent like $10 on that.
Yeah,
fucking
like
tape.
30. I forget if it was. Yeah, I think it was combined. So it'd be closer to like 32 minutes.
By the way, do not trust that high-speed dubbing. I know you think you're saving time, but it does not tape over right.
It never sounds right. No,
it's not as good.
You're right.
Do you think they're going to be
This is vital advice for the future.
Do people still like? No. I think people. No, it's back. Like tapes are back.
I was thinking the other day that I would like to record songs from the radio again. I know that I could just download literally anything, but because you know what? I had tapes where I knew like what the DJ was gonna like. It was part of the song, like the DJ hitting the post.
105.
Yeah, a little bit of cool FM in the mornings or whatever.
Remember that song? Hey kids, rock and roll, rock on. They used to have it. It would go, hey kids, rock and roll, rock on, and then it would go like this. It would go
BJ 105.
and then the song would continue. But they would put that in there, so they had like special songs that would have like the ID in it.
None of that is even necessary.
No.
So it's all antiquated,
stupid.
Promotion and what is it for now? Like because they still talk up hosts and stuff too, right? Like to this day, they'll talk.
They got
up
those weekend music hosts down to like 3 words.
Yeah,
they get like 3 words between the
yeah.
song and the break, dude. They get no time anywhere. I don't know how you do that job.
Yeah, and it's all syndicated. It's all like people that are. It's like one lady and she does like 35 stations, and it's so generic. They'll be like, I don't know about you guys, but the weather where I'm at is pretty. It's okay. Here's Third Eye Blind.
Literally, I heard a guy the other day.
And I'm like, how generic is that?
That was Lita Ford. It is Saturday. Going into a break. See you in a minute.
Yeah.
Like he said what day it was.
Yeah,
Not
but
even the time.
It's just generic. So they can slide it in anywhere,
I wonder, because we grew up at a time where you get a hold of something and it was the only thing we had, like whether it was a radio personality or show or audio of some sort, or like we had some sort of tape that we held onto. Do you think people nowadays are going to be less into whoever or whatever because there's just so many different options that you'll never be into one, really. You'll always get distracted by another one. So you'd be like, you know what I'm saying?
So you're
you
saying
won't be
the focus of our admiration is more concentrated when we have less choices.
That seems to be an effect it would do, right? Because
I don't know. You have more choices. You have better options, and then you can find someone you really like, as opposed to this is all we got.
That's a nice counter argument, but I don't know. I'm trying.
You can find someone you really like, but there's most likely you could find someone doing the same thing, or because you are trained to just keep looking. Like I heard this about the dating market, and like young kids these days, they treat it like a video on TikTok.
You can't say young kids these days, and I can't hit the old man button.
Sorry. It's just they go on a date and then they're constantly like, yeah, there's something better.
That's been a thing all the time.
But I think it would be enhanced.
It is
now.
so fucking hot in here. I'm gonna pass out.
There's nothing we can do.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do. This is what we got today.
Ross, you got something to get mad about?
He sure does.
Oh yeah, let me get his music
Oh,
here.
yeah,
Hold on.
sorry.
We can't do it properly, and like I'm gonna try not to blow your eardrums out like I normally do.
I like that Tom just refuses to acknowledge that this has a name,
Yeah.
and he keeps calling it different things.
He forgot what it was.
What do you mean? You need to see ID. No, I won't get my wife. You'll deal with me. Rosses, 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 Rosses. Confrontation of the week.
Confrontation of the week.
Right
See,
there.
I knew he forgot it.
Exactly. I wrote it down, but I use a different piece of paper every show, so I'll never remember.
He'll never remember.
In 2 weeks. All right.
You know what I love about that intro? It's too long. listeners
all
listeners
really
coming
long.
I like them long because people go like, and I like that.
in. Listeners coming in are already angry at how long the intro
Yeah.
is. I fucking love it. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
and you know what? Let's extend that. Let's make an extended version of that for next week or the week after, rather.
So, did you get any
Is
confrontation?
this brought to anybody by? You got Mo DeWitt on the
Hi,
line?
Mo. Yeah,
We can mow it.
Yeah.
Just call Mo
Injured on the go. Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com.
Indeed.
Mo DeWitt from the DeWitt Law Firm. It's probably I'm probably not allowed to say he's putting together a comedy show. It's probably too early for that, so I won't say that.
No, yeah, he told me.
All right, yeah, you would never say that.
All right, well, let's start small and work big. So I think I told you guys last time my house is like in utter disarray because my insurance company canceled my insurance. I got to fix my electricity and my bathroom. My bathroom's been out of commission for like going on a month now.
Well, by out of commission, what do you mean?
Sink works, toilet works, no shower. No shower, no tub.
Oh my God, this is exactly what happened at my little house. They canceled our insurance, and we didn't have any because our pipes were they're made of the wrong material.
Oh, yeah.
And then
You got
we
iron
had to
pipes.
go and get everything repiped, or they would, and then we had to get an inspector. Yeah, anyway.
This is currently happening to every single person in Florida who owns a home right now. Like their insurance is coming in and saying you need to fix something or we're going to take away your insurance. It's happening to every fucking person in Florida. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've been working on the fucking the bathroom for going on a month. This will come into play later. The only place we can shower, we go to the Y, take showers. I call it going to a spa now to make it sound
like
fun.
that.
I just, take a little sauna and then fucking take a shower.
So there's that's the only way you could shower.
Basically, one night, my wife did ask me to hose her off outside because she was just
Yeah.
disgusted. So we did do that one time. But for general, we're going to the Y. So the other night, shout out to FNS Services, by the way. FNS Services, if you're looking at your house and you're like, fucking shit, you definitely need FNS Services. Doing all the tile work in my bathroom. He hates doing tile work. He won't do it for you. He's doing it for me. But like for real, if you're in a disaster, he does disaster remediation. Like if your house has just been destroyed in a hurricane, this is the guy to fucking call. FNS Services. So we got all the tile in. But he kind of got caught up in some like real work, like some of his actual legitimate business. So my wife went in and did the grout. She did all the grouting. And so she made this mistake of grout. You're supposed to let sit for like 4 to 6 minutes and then wipe it down and wipe it off.
Yeah.
So she slapped it on, and then she started looking around the bathroom. She's like, I got all this extra grout. She started like grouting all the spots that could use grout. Looked up like an hour and a half later and was like, fuck. And she had grouted all over the fucking tiles basically. And it's set and hardened at this point. So like all over the nice white tiles that we just laid in are little black blobs of grout and splatters of grout just fucking everywhere. It looks. I said when I came in and saw it later, I said it looks like you murdered somebody who was full of grout.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure she'd love
grout
that.
splatter.
Right? Like, yeah, I mean,
Is
grout
there-
splatter.
Is there anything that you could do about that, or
So I was kind of like,
grout?
this
grout.
was.
Let it all out.
This was Wednesday night because I was a little lit from open mic. I had a couple drinks at open mic, and so I was sleeping that off for a good while. And I came to it maybe like 4 in the morning or something. And she had started the process at like 11 the night before. And I come in and literally she's just in there with a chisel trying to scrape this shit away. And it's not working. And God only knows how long she's been at this. And so I like tapped her. I said, go take a break, get some water, sit down for a minute. And I got a fucking Scotch Brite, like a brand new blue Scotch Brite scrubber.
Yeah.
And I just got in there and I just tile by tile scrubbed the shit off of every single fucking tile in the shower. And so like this is set up the fact that between the two of us, we were a little off when we were shopping for groceries the next night. Like neither one of us had slept right. We were both kind of wiped out, and we're shopping. We got all our shit together. We're checking out, and we got a lot of shit. And the guy checking us out, we had this guy before, and the last time we had him, he was having a conversation with the bagger, and he said the sentence, "There's really no difference between eating a dog and eating a cow or a chicken, really. Like there's no." So I'm aware of this guy coming in already, and he's backing over. He's like scanning our shit, and scans his bag of chips, and he's like starts like just rubbing it. I'm like, what's up? He's like, there's some kind of oil on it or something. I'm like, what? And he's like, I don't know. Maybe it's something. I'm looking at the groceries. There's nothing leaking. Check the eggs. There's no eggs leaking. He's like, maybe it's something I already scanned. He's just fingering the fuck out of this bag of chips.
I'm just gonna finger your chips here.
It goes on so long. He passes it to the bagger. The bagger picks it up and lifts it up to her snoot and gives it a big old sniff. And while she does
That's a
it,
brave lady, right? Like I don't do that.
right? While she does it, we make eye contact, and I have this look on my face. Like I'm horrified. I'm horrified.
Shit the chips.
And in response to that, she puts the chip back down and then picks it up again and gives it another big
Second
sniff.
whiff?
Like I don't know. And I had nothing to. I said this sentence. I was so tired, and I couldn't even muster up a good confrontation. All I could say was, "Please don't smell my groceries."
Please don't smell my groceries.
In like a little mouse voice, just in like a little mouse voice.
why was she smelling it? Just to see what kind of oil
Trying
was
to
on
track it down.
It turns out we got home. There was nothing on anything. Everything was completely fine and dry. There was not. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but yeah.
What?
Please don't smell my groceries.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't. No, don't put them anywhere near your face.
Anywhere near your face.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is why I like self-checkout too. Like if I have a sandwich sometimes or sushi, sometimes
We had
they're,
so much shit, and I was so tired.
they're thumbing it.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like when a waiter. Are you guys okay? Like if you go to a restaurant and the person's setting your food out, and if they stick their thumb
Yeah, it's happened.
in your mac and cheese when they set it down,
Yeah.
are like okay? To me, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I'll be okay with it. I guess if I saw dirt under your nails, I'd be a little bit like, oh God, you know, like I try to power through. But you should not do that.
Hit the old man button. I've seen people do it with drinks.
You-
Thumbing a drink.
Or they do the straight up full nostrils inside your drink and smell it, and you're like, what are you
don't
what
do
are
that.
you doing?
Don't do that.
It's too close to your nose hole.
Yeah. Boogies.
Yes.
No matter
She had a
even
big
if
old nose,
nothing
too.
falls out.
But nose is the less gross hole in your body, or eyes?
Eyes would be less
It goes
gross.
ass, dick or puss, mouth,
No, nose and then mouth.
nose.
I say
mouth.
nose is grosser than mouth.
You think boogie worse than spit?
Oh, I'd rather have a booger on me than somebody spitting on me.
I go nose.
I don't know.
Oh,
Boogie's
yeah,
a pretty.
yeah.
But
It's
boogers,
concentrated spit.
But booger, like spit, you're putting pussies in there. You don't put a pussy in your nose.
Ass, dick,
might.
nose,
That's weird.
ear. 'Cause the
Ear, I
wax
forgot
is
about
fucking
ear. I
disgusting.
forgot about
Oh.
ear.
Yeah, but it's very rare wax is falling out.
But again, like nose and
You got young
ear,
ears.
your ear and
Oh,
your
shit.
nose are like just passively grabbing dirt. Right.
Yeah.
Your mouth, again, your mouth, you're actively putting shit in your mouth. I feel like
Unless the person doesn't floss, and then I would go ear. If there's a non-flosser in the mix,
the non-floss is
all right.
ugh.
And then we're working our way up. This is so showering a lot at the Y, and they just got the steam sauna fixed, so that's fun. Except I'm taking a shower, and I like the shower at the end by the steam sauna because it's the darkest, And people in that sauna can't look out the window and see you. It's
What's the
real.
shower setup at a YMCA? You got curtains, you got partitions. Is
So-
it wide open?
It's wide open. It's just him and a bunch of dads.
Prison shower?
High five.
Yeah, is that what it's like?
Also, like, it's there for people after they work out,
yeah.
right? So do they
it is
judge you?
No, sir. It is there for people that have a membership.
Correct.
Well, do they
Correct.
judge you when you come in with your whole family and you have, like, you know...
A change of clothes, a
Yeah,
towel.
you have
Like
some
a
bags.
you have a tuxedo, a bottle of champagne.
Homie, guess what? Like when my kids were little, the childcare at the YMCA is like was one of the few in town that is worth the money, and you get like 2 hours a day. I'd come check my fucking kids in, go do the sauna, fucking sit around, get a fucking smoothie, a coffee, whatever.
That's
dude.
awesome.
Fucking, it's 2 hours of freedom in the day.
And it would be essentially 2
And a
hours of
clean
babysitting.
shower, yeah.
And it's part of your membership. You pay a membership fee. That's part of it. Every fucking day you get 2 hours.
Yeah.
But do they want... I'm wondering what Mr.
CA?
Wow.
What you gonna say?
wants as far as like they have all this stuff for members, but it's for working out, right? Like, do they care if like people are using it, like their facilities, just to use the facilities?
They have a bunch of different things you can do there. And one of them is a shower, and one of them is a fucking sauna. It doesn't matter if you use a goddamn treadmill before you do any of it.
Do you pretend? Like, I pretend.
Do it the other way. Like, do you, if you go use a fucking treadmill and a couple of hand weights, do you have to do the sauna and do you have to shower there? No, it's all just, there's a variety of options.
Do you ever like pretend you're gonna work out after the shower? Or,
This
like,
is how crazy Tom
Yeah, no,
is
he-
because he's
I-
afraid people are going to think
Yeah,
things
he's
about
all
him.
up in his own head about what he would do if he had to do this with his family.
Yes.
You like put on high socks and a fucking sweatband and wrist guards. And
He'd have a whole costume that he wears to make people think he's
you
working
carrying
out.
a tennis racket, and they're like, "We don't have tennis here, sir."
Well,
I know, but I'm giving you the illusion that I'm working out.
Well, I'd walk in workout gear,
Yes.
and make my family wear workout gear, and
To
then
take showers.
and then I would like if look around. If someone was looking at me, I'd be like, you know what?
What are you looking at? I'm just a guy working out.
I think let's shower first, then we'll hit it hard, and then I think we like to we have to get clean before we work out. Then we'll go home and
Trying to sell
shower
a
out.
story.
Yeah.
He lied.
Yeah. Like, we're such good customers. We're gonna shower before we use the,
Yeah.
and then we shower like
Like a pool.
We
You're
gotta
supposed
go
to
home.
rinse before you get in the pool, and rinse when you get off the pool to get the
'cause I'd be
chlorine off.
Yeah.
Then you get out of the shower and you come out and you're on your phone looking at your watch like, "Oh my god, business emergency! We got to go. We got no
Every
time
time,
to work
yeah.
out. We got everybody showered. Let's go."
We're cutting our workout short today, guys. Everybody to the van.
To answer your question, no, I show up in 2 sizes too large bathing suit, white A shirt, carrying my shampoo and afterclothes in Publix bags, and so
Yeah,
no,
I would walk in with a robe carrying Pert Plus.
I don't
you know?
give a fuck what
Yeah.
they think about me.
Because it's in the membership. I'm kind of with Ross on
Tom
this
and
one.
Ross are the exact opposites, and Tom cares so much about what other people think. Ross gives zero fucks about what
Yes.
anybody thinks.
Well, Ross, I think he's doing it to make people mad.
No, he just doesn't give a fuck. He's just
doesn't
doing his
care.
No, it's
business.
beyond. I don't care what people think. It's I'm gonna make these motherfuckers pissed.
I don't think so.
No, I
I
don't
think
think
it's
he
a little
is.
bit of that.
Would you notice him doing
It's
it?
the exact opposite.
See, you wouldn't
Yeah, if
notice
I
it.
worked there, I'd be like, oh, here's this homeless family again. That's what I would think.
So you wait a minute.
Huh?
You'd look down on a homeless family? That
Well,
says more about you than them.
I love screaming, get out of here, bum. I think other people do too. I've seen it happen. Anyway,
The homeless
God.
all
So
go
gross.
to 24-hour fitness. This is way cheaper.
Yeah, like I was going to say.
You're right. Yeah.
In Planet Fitness, the only people, like, I had a membership, I want to say, like, maybe 5 years ago or something.
Yeah.
But
That's
the only
the
people that
$10
would
a
use,
month.
no, but the only people that would shower there were the people that were using the membership to shower there. Like, those of us that worked out there, like, I would go there and maybe take a shit.
A lot of
or
truckers
pee.
do that.
Yeah, like, I'd go to take a shit, and there'd be guys in there that would just shower and walk right out. They did not work out. They were just like, I have my shower pass. So it's like a thing. I think they understand it.
So
I'm taking a shower. A guy walks in, and Sam, to answer your question, there's a couple different setups, but the one I utilize the most, there's like, you kind of come in through a door, and on your left there's a dry sauna. You go a little bit further. On your left there's the wet sauna, and like the hallway out leads to the pool.
What do you prefer, dry or wet?
I like if I have my druthers, I go into the steam for a minute and work up a good sweat, and then I go into the dry and let it burn it off you. Because the dry one's just desiccant. It's just sucking the water.
The dry one's
out of
hard
you.
for me, man. I'm like,
The steam will fucking hit you in your ass too if you get it going hot.
Yeah.
But I like the dry. I'll sit there in the dry for a while and just watch it drip off me. I like reading in there, and that's why I like first confrontation. I didn't confront these guys. They just like 4 guys walked in and started talking about the shooting in Texas in the fucking dry sauna for a long time. It's like come on, it's not the place for this. You fucking
I'm
idiots.
trying to relax.
Aren't you supposed to sit in there quietly?
Yeah.
I was like a library.
I didn't know people talked in the sauna.
You know, he brings up something that used to happen at the Bally's in Altamont when I would use their sauna. People get in there, and look, I'm a chirper. I love it. But when I'm in the sauna, I am dead silent. I am in there just to sit with my thoughts and my sweat.
You sweat.
Yeah.
Get it out of you.
Yeah, no talking.
By the way, the sauna, what's that giant, the inspirational giant?
Andre? You mean Tony Robbins?
Tony
The green
Robbins.
giant.
I see him on TikTok.
He loves the sauna.
And he talks like a Andre the Giant. He's got the deep giant voice.
As I get the bagel.
It's like it's 3 octaves too low than a normal human. Anyway.
Hey, it's me, Tony Robbins.
He's like, the secret to life is the sauna, and if you go into a sauna, every day or whatever, it'll extend your life by 25%. Or like he says something.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That is a lot.
Some
He's lying.
ridiculous.
25%.
I can't be that. It can't be that.
If that's the case.
You sweat a lot of that junk out in that fucking sauna.
It's
If you can do it every day, I don't know, man.
Well, it's like the ice bath. It's the same thing. You're in extreme temperatures and your body reacts to it, but it can't be that much, right?
I've heard it also helps your cardiovascular like a ton.
Yeah,
You're getting
no.
your heart pumping for that minute or two a day.
He goes over all this thing about a sauna, but it's like the benefits seem way too good. It feels like every human would have.
Saunas will make you rich.
It was like they were like their claims of how long it'll extend your life are like the most
Now
I've ever
you're
heard of anything.
suggesting that maybe Tony Robbins hyped the thing up a little
I
bit?
was just about to say, are we saying you believe everything Tony Robbins says? I don't.
Is that really the case? Somebody in the chat room said he wears a size 42 shoe.
42.
Is that real? Is that a real fucking thing?
His ring size is hula hoop.
Look, you guys can get me. You guys can get me with anything. I
42,
read that.
that's
I'm like, God damn! I wear a 7.5 child.
42 inches. That's taller than my son's. Anyway, so what happened?
God damn.
So I'm in the shower. I'm showering. Guy walks into the steam sauna.
Oh, I thought he walked into your shower. You're like, excuse me.
It's 16 actually. Shoe size 16.
Still pretty big. Guy walks into the steam sauna, and I know he's by himself in there. He's in by himself. I'm like shampooing or whatever. Big old sneeze. Just a big old steam. And I don't know if you've never been in a steam sauna. It is basically soup to begin with.
Yeah, you're already
and now,
like standing in a sneeze.
Now this man has added his sneeze to the
Yeah.
soup. So
and it stays active in the air. You can see it move around. Like a flying Pokemon.
like if I sneezed right now, a certain amount of it would settle out before it got to Dan.
but
Some of
not
it
in
might
the
get to
sauna.
nope. It all is just becoming part of the soup. And so
if you have a blob of mucus, it'll move around like the Mucinex guy.
Yeah, it's like putting a drop of blood in a 5-gallon bucket. It's like no way for you to extract that drop. It's like it's contaminated the whole
It's
5
in there
gallons.
now.
good analogy, Tom. And so I kind of like kick it up a notch, and he sneezes again. And I'm like, I just started showering my ass off, and I did manage to get out before he opened the soup that time. This is the big confrontation. Also in the YMCA shower, I'm showering again, and my favorite one at the very end. It's at the end. It's like a lights out or something. It's dark, and it's across from the steam sauna. Like the rest of them are across from the hot sauna. So if somebody's sitting on the bench against the wall, they're just looking right into the showers like the whole time, right? So I like the one at the end by the steam sauna because nobody can look at it. It's steamy in there. You can't see through the soup into my shower.
Gotcha.
And so I'm in that one. I'm kind of wrapping up. I'm nearing the end, and a guy in another shower starts.
No.
Oh, wowie.
Hawking a loogie?
And then he does it, and I'm like, that's gross. And he does it again, and I'm like, oh my God. And then for the next 5 minutes, just a constant stream of loogies, just like irregularly, like
COVID
clockwork.
loogies.
Yeah.
And
Some
like,
guys have a loogie problem, and once those loogies start, they don't stop.
You know
And
who's going to have one soon.
Yeah.
This guy with his post-nasal drip.
You're a junior loogie man.
Yeah, I am.
It's
Junior
coming
loogie.
for him.
I'm a snifferman. I do a lot of that. I'm a snifferman, but you're a loogie man.
Yeah, every real man, like blue collar guy that I know, spends the entire morning hawking.
Yeah, my
loogies
dad used to do that.
and just it's like, what is wrong with your throat and lungs?
My dad
and
would be
I'm
like,
turning into that.
My dad would be like, he'd answer the phone. He'd be like, "Hello, oh yeah, hold on a second."
Yeah. And then he's coughing like
Oh, it's so
every
gross.
morning. Every morning.
Yeah, my dad used to do
when
that.
we have a shower, I like to start my day with a shower, and I do what we back in Pennsylvania called a referee's handkerchief.
Oh.
Where you just like lay a hand up against your nostril and clear one out, and then just blow whatever you can out the fuck out, and then you do it on the other side too. I do that until it's like fucking clear, Not at the YMCA though. And so this guy's hawking loogies the whole time I'm taking my shower, right? And I'm again trying to time it out to where I can get out and just run past this guy's shower because I got to go past him to get back to the locker room.
Like Tom's wife. Through the bedroom.
I did bad math though, because there's 80-year-old men taking saunas on the regular here. 80, 90-year-old guys fucking on the reg in these saunas. So a feature of the YMCA is you might be familiar with outside of Wal-mart. They have the world's shittiest like plastic lawn furniture. Like a plastic molded chair.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while next to it they have like a little 3-legged table. That goes with that, that you can put
resin chair. Yeah,
they got a couple of those outside the sauna. So if one of these old guys like starts, his heart starts pittering pattering a little bit, he can just come right out and sit on the stool and take a minute.
10-second rule. My cardiologist said.
So homie is posted up on that stool outside the dry sauna, hawking loogies across the aisle into an open shower stall.
Oh, gross.
Oh, come on, man.
He's spitting the loogie across.
Across the aisle that I'm going to have to traverse to get to my locker.
Oh, my God. It's like Super Mario, the fire level, where you're having to navigate the fireballs. Bowser's Castle.
He's shooting some fireballs at me. I got to jump over him. And Tom's about to puke. This is great.
No, I'm doing the fireball sound effect there.
So I come out and I see this and I just go, hey, I'm coming by ceasefire. And that was my line.
Ceasefire, oh!
He fucking hawks one up and spits it like in defiance of my
Oh,
orders.
shit.
An old man tried
About to fight in the sauna.
Okay, and so
let's go.
I didn't have a lot of time to think. So I just kind of, I said, if you do it again, I'll wait for you on the sidewalk.
Whoa!
Yes!
Hold on a
Let's go
second.
down at the Y,
I just
bitch.
got a tiny dad boner. That's fucking awesome, dude. You're gonna fight this old man.
I like the kid.
Ross beats an old man to death.
No, this is not an old man. This is
okay.
a dude like about my approximate age, like within 10 years of me.
What's he look like?
The bum's family dad is fighting the old man.
Standard white guy, dark hair, and the only thing I really noticed about him is that I don't know, he's not dry. It's like wet back there, so you're wet, but he's not like just came out of the sauna sweaty. He's not, I don't know what like you would be questioning me if I walked in to take a shower. And I'm like, what the fuck's he been doing at the Y? That he's like sitting here hawking loogies into the thing. And so I don't know if
I'll be your loogie, Barry.
I don't know if this guy has the specialized information I do. I used to do church childcare at the Y. Like when my wife would go to church, I would volunteer at the childcare. And so I happen to know that the sidewalk is where law ends for the YMCA. And it would come up because people would want to have a smoke. They'd be like, where's the closest place I can smoke? The sidewalk. That's where like the law ends for the YMCA.
All right.
And so by
anything
saying
that happens outside the doors is,
I'm basically proclaiming like we'll get into it, but like the Y is not going to be involved.
Let's go.
So, like, and I don't know if he has this information or not though, but it did back him down. He just kind of like hanged his head, and I scooted by real quick. I wasn't like gloating about it or nothing. I'm running past this guy because he spits at me, like, because I have no interest in meeting with the sidewalk, by the way. I just want to spit
it
the
doesn't
stuff.
matter. I like the fact that you bullied him into shutting down. He's like, oh God, I won't spit anymore. I like that.
Yeah, a lot
He
of
deserved
people.
that.
I couldn't believe he spit after I didn't say please or nothing, but like I thought that was a cool line. Like, hey, ceasefire.
I'm
like
surprised
what if
that people still spit and don't know that it's gross. Like, I'll see people around here that'll just like walk by our place of business and spit on the sidewalk. Now, I'm not saying, look, do whatever you're gonna do, but the way I was raised, that's kind of just not something you do. It's
Singapore,
gross.
that'll get you fucking caned.
Yeah, that's true.
At least spit in the grass. What if that old man did say, "Well, fuck you, let's go," and you had to beat up an old man on the sidewalk? I mean, would you get to that point?
Awesome.
If he would have spit, I've kind of gamed this out. I probably just would have walked past him and put my clothes on and left. That most likely.
But how mad would you have been? Oh my God!
I would have been furious.
Oh, if the old man spits on me, that's a dead old man. I don't know if I'd be able to calm myself down. If an old man spit on me, I'd freak the fuck out.
The problem is the old man still thinks he's got it. I've run
Well,
into this.
I still think I
an old
got
man.
it. It'd be real sad.
Yeah, but I've boxed an old man before where that once you start boxing him, you realize, oh, this is an old, feeble old man.
Right.
And so I imagine the same thing if you start fighting an old man, you're like, I'm beating up an old man. What
Again,
the
I've
fuck
said
am I
this guy
doing?
was my age. I'm just assuming you're calling me an old man at this
Oh,
point. Here's the real cool part about this theoretical fight. We both would have been in just towels and like flip-flops on a slippery tile floor and probably in the middle of a pool of this guy's spit.
It's got a redneck James Bond vibe to it, right? Where you're having the steam room sauna fight, you know,
we could
Russian
real easily fall backwards through that plate glass window into the dry sauna, like roll over it. The grill kind of like scars his back.
Like that scene from Punisher, remember, where he's going through the walls of the different rooms, you know, and there's always some titties that fall out whenever they do that.
And then I grab him by the head and just force his head into the rocks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
Do you want to do some dump them out, then we'll end it, or we'll finish with some news?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it that way. Yeah, let's do it that way.
We got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump them out and play. I wanna see your topics. Ooh, I wanna also see your bottomics.
Dump them out, brought to you by thedangerbrain.com. If you're a small business and you're looking for a great branding agency to use, we've used thedangerbrain.com for basically the life of this show. It's been over a decade. They've helped us out with branding,
God, it's hard to
understanding
believe
branding.
that, right?
Yeah, and they've done a lot of our clients' branding and done a great job. So Gabriella Plants are one of them.
They work with Gabriella. Who else have they worked with? BC Racing.
Yeah,
I know they've worked with our friends over at BC Racing.
Pyro Spot.
That's
Yeah,
a good.
yeah.
I love that logo.
Yeah. They've done Bart Merrick's branding.
Yeah, you could see the new logo. Sebastian, I think, leaked a little bit of something brand new that's baseball inspired, minor league baseball inspired on the BDM page, not a BDM. Sign up at tomadan.com/registration and jump in the Facebook group and check out the new stuff he's been putting up there.
Pyro Spot 10's going up next week.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
I believe June 17th is their inaugural day that they go up. So
See how quick we get those fucking tents up. Don't put a fucking rush on it.
I know. Yeah.
Certain people are in those tents slinging boxes, and maybe we want a nice, cool, chill time.
Craig is trying to find the.
He needs a truck.
Trucks.
If you're out there, he will pay you
He's looking for
money
trucks.
or fireworks, and I'll throw in weed. I'll throw some weed in if you get Craig a truck.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we got for dump 'em out?
What do you want to start with?
We got America's Got Talent.
Okay. So
Does it though?
Ross, have you seen Daniel Ross?
I've seen
Sam.
him. I've seen.
Yes,
the
you've named
AGT.
everyone here. What's
Have
happening?
you-
Daniel
Reese-
Ross, imagine if we got into a teleporter and fused together.
Have you recently watched America's
Hell
Got
no.
Talent?
Not recently.
Okay.
I bailed on even watching it casually when Stern left. No reason.
I didn't even know he left. That's what I'm saying. I'm so out of the loop of
no
all those
reason
shows.
other than
Yeah.
I just don't. It like
I don't care.
Maisie doesn't even like it.
So
I'm out.
I
Well,
saw the still of the video when Preacher was on it.
oh yeah.
Okay.
That's his most.
Yeah.
So I'm watching what I assume to be the most recent shows, which are Simon Cowell. There's Heidi Klum, Sofia Vergara. Is that a
Sofia Vergara.
Vergara, and then also Howie Mandel.
He's
Those
still
are the
on there?
judges. Yeah.
Okay.
Tiny.
So Mel C
Roundless.
is gone, or was
Yeah,
it Mel
these
B? Mel B, Mel C.
So anyway, my sons like it, and
It's for kids. It's a kid show.
so I'm watching it, and then I see the act, and then I'm expecting the judges to actually judge the acts, and it's not that anymore.
It's all inspirational.
It's
yeah.
all inspirational. So the whole
Because everyone
Really?
is great.
Yeah.
yes, it's not any. It's not a.
Everyone's talented.
I'd
That's
love
what
to,
it
I'd
is.
love to watch this as Ross and have him shit all over it with me. That'd be
Dude,
super
Ross,
fun.
and the ones that they actually do buzzer, they're fake. They're fake acts that are brought in by
They're
America's
just ridiculous. Yeah.
that are ridiculously bad or
You
whatever.
know, I didn't know this because
Yeah.
I always thought there was a little bit more legitimacy.
There's
to,
none anymore. And then
Interesting.
when they give
Who's
someone,
the host? If you don't mind me asking, it's not Nick Cannon.
oh, it's Terry Crews.
Yeah, they switched him out.
So
Interesting.
the whole
Nick Cannon's got 11 kids. He can't have time for
Yeah,
this.
and then he was problematic a couple years
And
ago.
Terry Crews is your inspirational guy. That's your fucking
Yeah.
inspirational guy.
He
So
is.
I'm watching this, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna, X this.
Get him, Simon.
Oh, you wanted some heat.
Well, I thought he
Why
was,
is Simon Cowell there if they're not doing that?
Yeah, you got to have the smoke because
Yeah.
he's like the negative
It's his
Nancy,
fucking
right?
thing.
Yeah,
he does
yeah.
do his negative thing only when it's planned. Like, for instance, they brought a stunt guy on there, and he's dressed in a suit. He's all wet with the old fire jelly, and then he sets himself on fire, and they're like, gang, gang, and they all X him out. But you could tell the guy's like, oh, and they
Izzy, you know Izzy,
Yeah.
Big Izzy.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
says he cries every season.
Oh.
Izzy, why do you cry? Call
He's
in,
sensitive.
Izzy. Call in and tell us why you like America's Got Talent.
Is he the mascot of the 96 Olympics?
That's a good reference, but no.
And so my sons love this because it's turned into nonsense kid show or for extreme dodos that are just want to watch because there's no judging anymore. There's no actuality of like a competition. It's just all like they'll bring out like the marching band that dances, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll have a story and they'll show the behind the scenes and they'll play and everybody give them a round of applause and like there's no more judging. And then you could tell when when the bad ones come.
Yeah.
And it's so obvious.
You can feel it. Yeah.
It's like this, and it's like this is not even a real act. Like, and then even when they have a bad one, this is how I guess broken down they've done to it. Like there was an old man with a miniature pony that came out, and then I was like, Tommy, they're gonna buzz this guy. We were all excited. We're like, we sort of.
Man, I really want to be a fly on the wall at the Van family house.
And then so the old man comes out
I
with a
can't
pony.
believe that your sons got you to watch America's Got Talent. That's a feat.
But because it was an old man, he went through his thing. It went terribly wrong. Like the horse was supposed to sit on the couch, and it wouldn't do
did
it.
it start shitting
No,
everywhere?
it just ran off the stage.
Oh,
and I'm
I
like,
love
buzz up, get him! And then they didn't do it. They're like, I'm sorry.
Be nice to the old man.
they didn't buzz him out. They basically said that's a pass for us. So
there was a time
they
when
won't
special
buzz
needs
'em.
people would get on there singing and they'd be like, fuck you,
because I think they've whittled it down to just the shell of the show,
Yeah.
and then they even to the point where like they give someone the golden shower or whatever.
whoa,
like,
golden ticket, not the golden shower. What the
Yeah.
fuck is wrong with you?
and you can now tell exactly who they're going to give it to each
When
episode.
they give the person the rusty trombone, the award symbolizes.
like all of a sudden they ushered out this kid and and they did it with like every particular episode they do one golden shower or whatever.
Excuse me?
And
It's
so,
absolutely
like,
not that.
Sorry, I just
the
picked up
golden-
the phone, so I didn't hear what's going on with the golden showers.
well, they give like a golden, basically the golden button.
They give you a dirty Sanchez and you go on to the next round.
I don't know what that exactly does. It's like does it go to the next
I
round?
don't
I
know.
don't. They
Yeah.
don't explain
You're
it.
the
Well, you
one
don't watch it. You're
No,
the one that watches
If you
it.
get the golden ticket or golden shower, as Tom calls it, you get you get fast track to Hollywood, right? Like you get to go to the main.
I don't think it's like that
The
anymore.
live
Fucking-
acts
that
when they do it
pony's
live.
in a development deal now.
But anyway,
Or
so
the next round, maybe.
but you could tell because it's always a kid, and they.
Damn You can tell. It's always a kid. Hey,
Jesus.
Izzy, can you hear us?
God damn it!
Izzy, can you hear us?
Izzy, can you hear me?
Izzy, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, why
Sorry,
do you-
I'm out of breath. I'm working and I'm fat.
No, okay, just you don't.
What do you
What'd you
doing?
have for lunch, Izzy?
Wife made me a salad. I'm gonna get a little healthy, but it had eggs, bacon, chicken, ham, cheese, olives.
That's just a sub and a
Eggs, bacon, cheese, ham, salad.
You had a sub in a tub, but like Daniel said.
Yeah, it's a sub and a tub. I used to love that name. So hey,
Did it have bread?
Yeah, did you? Was it a bread bowl?
No. Yeah, croutons.
Croutons.
That
And
counts. So-
technically, you're never gonna have an egg on a sub, so it's a little extra.
that's true. Why do you cry during America's Got Talent?
They just get me sometimes with the stories, and yeah, I know it's fake and produced and all that, but like that one with the kid that was playing the saxophone, the black kid, this couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
Like the story of him getting bullied and stuff. it just got me. And plus, when I get high and drunk, I get all emotional.
Oh, you're sitting there crying. There's a black kid with a saxophone, and Izzy's crying.
The Hammerhead kid, right? Because he went through this
Hammerhead kid.
He started telling this whole long story, and
They used to call him Hammerhead?
See, Izzy, what gets me is I start getting mad because I know they're basically America's
It's a setup.
They're setting you up, and America's Got Talent. Basically, the producers told this kid, like, "Hey,
Hammerhead, really ham it up with you." Why are you calling him that?
Tell your whole story, and then like he paused a bunch of times before he started playing saxophone, like
to build the anticipation that is he going to be good or is he going to be bad?
And I could tell they told him to do it. Like that's what made me mad. I was like, "This is all set up." And
You're
it's like,
milking it, Hammerhead.
well, but
It didn't touch you a little bit?
no,
Nothing touches Tom, not even his wife.
Well, it got me mad because I knew America's Got Talent had coached this kid up to tell the story and to make it extra dramatic.
You're mad that the producers of the show are doing work to make sure it's a good show? That's what you're mad about?
But
Like,
what did your
it's
boys
a
think?
little BS.
Did it get them? Or are they like a little tear? Or they're like, wow. Or like, that makes us feel good inside.
It's weird because Tommy, he liked the fire guy. He's like, why'd they X him? That was great. He's
That
like,
was
it's kind of
great.
fire. He's
Yeah,
like,
he didn't
awesome.
even get to light his gel on fire.
And wanted to X the Hammerhead kid. So then I was like, are you insane?
no, I'm Team Tommy. That's the right call in both cases.
Yeah. He was amazing at playing saxophone, but
Guess what? We have Kenny G already. Fuck off.
Exactly.
How many guys are lighting themselves on fire recreationally? That guy.
And
we
then-
don't need Hammerhead G.
And then they'll bring like a little girl from the audience, and she'll sing "Amazing Grace." And
Oh, that was cool. That was cool. The
You
girl
know,
from the
as he
audience.
watches them all,
Was it though? Izzy, was it cool?
And then
a
the-
little girl singing Amazing Grace.
and they're like, "My dad has cancer," and
Yeah,
then the
it's
dad is
cool,
like,
but,
"I
you
do
know,
have
you
cancer."
want-
Oh my god.
I do have cancer. I am the little girl's father. She
And-
is not a liar.
And then everybody cheers, and then they golden shower.
Yay, cancer, golden
And
shower.
they're like, "This
Did
is
you see
all."
the one?
Which
See
one?
the one with the lady that was singing with their mouth closed, doing the brushing their teeth and all.
A lady
whatnot?
singing with her mouth closed.
Yeah, stupid.
What?
I got mad at her.
Yeah.
Me and Tommy are like, and they don't do it because it's all pre-planned. They bring out acts. They know which ones are gonna go through and get a standing ovation. They know which ones are gonna X out. It's
Yeah, but you
completely
should know
fabricated.
this
Some
already.
X's away.
I thought there was some sort of legitimacy, a little bit.
Of that one particular show out of all the other shows?
I thought it was like American Idol.
Those are all fake now, too.
They're out now. Yeah. But I haven't watched them.
Everything's fake now.
I know.
Everything's fake.
I
Yeah.
know. Izzy, have you seen the
All
when
right,
they?
guys, I gotta go. It's gonna get
All right.
noisy.
All right.
Oh, okay, it's going to get noisy. Uh-oh.
love you.
What's that? What are you, in the bathroom? Like, all right, get out of here.
So, what's the Peloton instructor with one arm?
Okay, we might as well all look bad. There's a Peloton instructor that they added to like a couple weeks ago, and he has one arm. And he's super fit, super strong. Here's the problem. It really isn't a problem. It's just whenever he gets excited, kind of like a dog or like whenever he's telling you something, he's reacting like, imagine how I'm reacting like right now, talking with my hands. So when he's telling you about something and he's gesturing, his little flipper arm goes crazy. And you can't not see it.
So he's got something on the other arm, not just a stub.
It's a stub, but it's a highly active wiggle stub.
How much? To the elbow?
No, like right where
Just
my
short of
where
the
my
elbow.
where my shirt ends.
Gotcha.
So his arms are both doing the same thing, but the stub
Yes.
is
And
you
it's
know, moving
highly
around.
active.
And
I'm
he
trying to be
passes-
respectful.
No prosthetic for this guy.
No. Which is fine. You know, like, look, I mean,
choice.
yeah, and good on you for showing the authentic you, and it's ballsy and it's confident. But from a taking the class standpoint, it is a distraction. It really is. It's hard to say this without you're a piece of shit when you say this, but
Yeah.
maybe I'm a piece of shit. Taking the class, and everything he goes to tell me, he's like, and I'm like, God damn it, I can't do it. I had to shut it off. I had to shut it. It's the only time I've ever shut one off.
On a scale of options, would you rather he like strap it down and put it under his shirt?
I can't
hold
figure-
On, hold on. These
Yeah,
are the
yeah,
options.
sorry,
completely hidden.
Okay.
Completely hidden, or bright orange dildo stuck off the end of it. Like just a complete attention-seeking.
Hidden is the wrong message, because I like the see, that's the thing, is I like the fact that he's like, this is me, and
but fuck him for a second. Just forget about this. Is
Okay.
for you. You're in your world of
so
imaginary.
be selfish. All
What
right.
would you ultimately rather?
Dildo.
Just an orange dildo on the end,
lean
attracting
in,
it.
lean in.
Fucking attract
Put a
attention to it.
lightsaber on the end of it. Yeah,
See?
lean in. Make it more interesting.
That, by
Or
the
a
way,
robot
Dan,
arm.
that's the right answer.
Yeah, robot
That's
arm.
the right answer. He shouldn't have to hide his stumble boy.
Yeah, he definitely shouldn't have to hide it, but also it is distracting, right? You can have both. I think you can have both.
I like when you pin back your pants or long sleeve
I don't like
shirt.
that. I hate that.
You
I
pin
hate
back.
the pin back.
The classic movie indication that you've lost the limb.
I hate
Yeah.
that because they always tie a knot in it. I'm like, no, just cut it and sew it nicely because you're gonna have to wear it again. Don't tie it.
Dan, if you were in that situation, you would clearly get some sort of tattoo, right? Like something
Like a shark?
I don't know. Oh, or like a bite pattern at the end, like a shark had bit it
Well,
off.
some people do. They look at their nub or whatever
Yeah.
they have, and then they look at what's it look like, and then they make it into what it looks like. You know, like if it looks like I don't know, like one of the ones I've seen is the guy's arm does resemble a shark's nose. So he tattooed his arm to resemble a shark. It's really cool.
Oh, that's like the jack-o'-lantern on a pregnant belly.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, I like that. Let's take a break,
All
and
right.
then we'll come back. We'll do some Ross's news.
All right.
And just because we're running out of time, and I
we
don't want
are.
to do a marathon show.
The name of the band, the Ballroom Thieves. The name of the song is Shadow. We'll be right back. 1-844-TOMNDAN show at TomandDan.com.
There's a shadow falling.
Sleeping outside while you push you out. You're like a tattoo, something I can't undo. I hope I got under your skin too.
Tegan and Sarah, best friends with Fat Mike from NoFX. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Let's do some Ross news.
All right, let me find the button. Oh, not loud enough.
Shit news.
News today brought to you by bookairtnd.com.
Jeez.
If you want to book our Sanford Airbnb and go Sanfording and stay in our house, you can do that at bookairtnd.com. There are limited weekends available, but they're still available.
But you can stay during the week as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's not pretend that you can only stay on the weekends.
Yeah, and now it's only $125 a night during the
What?
week.
We'll leave the light on for it.
and you can check out the house if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, super nice.
All right, Ross, what do we got?
I saw that. You guys sent me the link for the video feed where you watch people. It's fucking cool.
Don't spread that around. We're already having the cum problem.
Yeah, we already
Wait,
have
it's,
need
not
the
a, it's not a
video.
problem. Don't say it's a problem.
No, everybody. Anyway.
Everybody thinks we have a cum problem.
It's not a cum problem. It's a cum feature.
Ruining the business. All right.
You got a cum problem. I feel bad for you.
Hey, speaking of cum problems, I don't know, Dan.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to lead with. I want to make this one the end, but I don't know how deep
Okay.
we'll get into this,
Oh, let's
so I'm
do
just
it.
going to lead with this. I don't know how much
Yes.
time we have. This is fucking. All right. This guy's in jail in Miami. Robert Kohler. He's in jail in Miami-Dade County. Charges assaulting a woman in the early '80s. A detective kind of noticed some similarities between what he did and some unsolved cases in the area.
Okay.
This guy's in jail, so they were able to go get a warrant for his DNA. Took his DNA, compared it to some DNA they have. They now tied him to maybe 40 or 45 rapes
Oh my God.
that they're tying him to with this DNA evidence. Dan, let me tell you this guy's MO, and you tell me if it has any similarities to anything that you're aware of in your life.
Okay.
This guy would break into people's houses at night. He had some sort of surveillance. He knew details about when these ladies were going to be in their house, when they were going to be alone. He's watching them. He's aware of things that are going on in their house. He'd rape them at knife point, pillowcase over his head, and then he'd steal a bunch of their shit.
The Pillowcase Bandit. Yeah.
And this guy operated in Florida in the 70s and 80s. They caught him down in Miami, but God knows where he was before that.
Oh my God, that's
and
chilling.
when you read his MO, it sounds like
the guy that would call my mom.
it sounds like the guy, the Pillowcase Bandit.
That is terrifying.
And if you think about it, like the timeline kind of works out, and then like maybe that was one of his early test runs of like trying to figure it out. And the whole pillowcase of it all is what ties it together.
78,
Because this guy,
79.
40, 45 fucking crimes, and the MO at the same time, these wears the pillowcase.
Oh my God.
Does it at knife point, steals a
Dude.
bunch of shit. Steals a bunch of shit, presumably in the pillowcase.
What? That was the thing. Yeah,
Right?
The Pillowcase Bandit. My mom, she wasn't raped, thankfully. But he called on a one of those lines where
he climbed the pole or something and tapped in with the serviceman's
line,
and he was watching you guys.
And
he was
said,
like, "You just fed your son.
Yes,
I see the plate or whatever." He proved that he could see into the house.
100%. And then he's like, "Take all the stuff of value you can think of, stuff it in a pillowcase, and set it out on the front stoop, and I'll come and get it. If you don't do that, you don't want to know what's going to happen. That's that sort of thing."
You
Crazy.
Whole story on Tots with Ross. We got
Jesus
search
God.
Tots with the Orlando Talk Show with Ross McCoy on your favorite podcast app. Download the Daniel Dennis. We talk about the Pillowcase Bandit.
Pillowcase
great depth.
Bandit.
I think you guys were scouted by the Pillowcase Bandit, Dan. I'm 100% certain.
I mean, that is super duper scary.
Sam, if you want to do a little work for, you heard about this one, fucking look into the Pillowcase Bandit.
The idea that you could tap into people's phone lines from just like climbing the pole and putting in one of those
Well, now it's got to be easier than that, right?
Of
you
course.
can clone a fucking phone just by knowing the number.
True.
But follow me here. I feel like there was a certain amount of time where people used pillowcases for a satchel.
You sleep on a naked pillow, don't you?
Well, it was speaking of Ross taking a shampoo
to use
in
pillowcases because all my pillows have nosebleeds on them.
Like, it was back.
Every single one.
In the 70s.
Yellow as fuck.
That all they had, they'd give paper bags for groceries, but it was plastic bag, right? So you either had paper bags or pillowcase, and that was it. In the paper bag, you can't put a bunch of heavy stuff in there. So the pillowcase is the next best thing. So I imagine a lot of people use pillowcases.
Can we talk about
as
pillowcases?
a satchel? Yes, but I'm gonna say in the 80s, if you're gonna rape somebody at knife point, I would think just culturally from the media, you would go ladies' nylon stocking over the face with eye holes cut out. That was much more
common than pillowcase.
It's gonna squish your nose, dude. You can't perform under those pillowcase. That's where the pillowcase comes in.
My pillowcases. I have one pillowcase that no matter what I do, I'll go to get my pillow and my pillow's hanging out the side of the pillowcase.
Okay, yeah.
And I feel like it's a design flaw in the pillowcase. I feel like a pillowcase should be, some pillowcases have, and like a really small sandwich bag that has the little flap you tuck in.
Oh, yeah.
My mom used
that.
Yeah, we never had like Ziploc bags. We were poor, so we had sandwich bags, which you just put the sandwich in the little baggie.
They're cheaper.
Yeah, they're cheaper, and there's a little piece of plastic you tuck in. I feel like pillowcases need some sort of a wraparound, piece of cloth.
Do you know what? I have a couple pillowcases that do. They kind of do like that move that a shitty plastic sandwich bag does.
Yes,
they have
exactly
a little
what I'm
lip
saying.
at the end, and it kind of folds over and catches it.
That's what I want. I think all pillowcases should have that.
I like leaving it loose at the end.
Yeah, mine's loose at the end. I don't like it. I don't like it. And my wife sleeps with so many pillows on her head.
You should like the loose ones at the end. It's kind of like an uncircumcised penis, right? It's like a bunch of loose pillowcase, right? That's what it is.
He only said that to shit on my penis.
No, I'm just saying that's what it is.
You're making fun of how you're body shaming me.
The actual pillow ends, and then there's a bunch of loose material all
that
over
is
the top
exactly how my penis is shaped.
Yeah.
And everybody knows if you're uncircumcised, you like all of your household items to be uncircumcised as well.
I put all my household items in my foreskin.
Next story, Rob.
All right, Tom, I'm going to tell you a story about a terrorist. Now, imagine this terrorist in your mind, and tell me about this terrorist.
Well, I do have a terrorist hunting permit on my truck.
Yes, I saw those are coming back.
2001.
You know what? I saw that on your truck, and without even having to say anything, I was like, that man's a patriot.
And then someone yelled at me, another redneck, was like, you haven't hunted terrorists since 2001? And I was like, oh, shit. Sorry, go ahead.
So tell me about this terrorist that you're hunting. You, as a licensed terrorist hunter, you have to be aware.
Well, he looks a lot like Ice-T.
Well, I know what they look like. You know. Sorry.
Now, Dan, you said he looks a lot like Ice-T?
Like Ice-T, yes.
You've already fucking failed.
The world's most dangerous game.
We got a lady terrorist here, you guys.
What?
Lady terrorist from Kansas.
Oh, my God. Virginia Slims.
Went to Syria and is now, I think pleaded guilty to one count of providing support, admitted to training over 100 women and girls in Syria. She led Kabita Nusa Yabai, a female battalion based in Syria. Her role, she taught women and children to use weapons, AK-47s, grenades, and suicide vests.
I think a female terrorist could be pretty vicious because knowing what I know about female cocaine overlords, aren't they like the worst ones?
Yes. And
I'm being serious. I'm saying if you had a female Osama bin Laden, dare I say that she'd probably be more vicious than regular Osama bin Laden?
I'd be more scared of a female villain than I am a male villain. Only because I feel like the female villain has less emotion than the male villain. Once they're super hard and villainized.
Man, them ladies on Ozarks are always bossing around Jason Bateman.
It's true.
Yeah, like
True.
Like even the hardest male villain, I feel like has some sort of emotion.
The lady in Miami. That's all I have to use.
Cocaine Cowboys.
Yeah, Cocaine Cowboys. There was one female cocaine figurehead, and she was the most vicious. She murdered everybody, your children, everybody.
With no remorse.
Oh, she burned your house down with your family, your children inside of your pets.
Yeah.
There's a quote in the movie about how she would kill your pets.
Yeah.
Like she'd kill everybody, and then I'm like, God damn.
Vengeful.
Yeah. I mean, she ain't fucking around.
Yeah, you gonna leave my houseplants alive though?
No,
it's not serious.
Burn them down.
Real bitch. Sorry.
So yeah, I just wanted to make you aware, lady terrorists are out there. If you have the sticker on your window and you are out there hunting
All
terrorists.
right, my God, be careful.
She did get caught, which I guess all terrorists eventually do. But probably,
Tom of the month. Is that what you're gonna say? I thought you were gonna say, Osama been cooking.
I'm sorry, Sam.
We talked.
You can quit if you want to.
I'm just trying to stay alive. It's so hot.
I know,
I
it
feel
is
like
hot.
I'm in a sauna.
I tried.
You're so red right now.
Yeah.
We're all of our faces are red.
Yeah.
According to Tony Robbins, we're extending our lifestyle right now.
That's true. Yeah.
I have my pants off, and just nobody can see it.
I made the mistake of wearing my long sleeve the weekend T-shirt today. You
Yeah.
guys usually keep it
It's
pretty chill
gonna
in
be a
here.
hot weekend.
I think we talked about the Champions League final last time I was in here, where everybody's blaming the British fans with
Yeah, they
fucking
did.
fake
They
tickets.
apologized, didn't they?
Have you read now the on-site accounts of what went down?
No. Was it bad?
This guy is quoted as saying, "The only thing I can compare it to is something like the film The Purge. There were no laws."
Explain to our audience what happened, so if anybody doesn't know.
So it was in France, right, Dan? And
yeah, they were doing the Champions League final. I believe it was in France. It was Liverpool versus was it Real Madrid?
Okay.
I think. And then from what I gathered, the Liverpool fans went insane.
there was they set it up where the different fans come in through different entrances.
Yeah.
Which
They
is what they
separate them,
normally
yeah.
do. Yeah.
On the English side, there was a mini riot, and the first reports were that was because so many of the English fans were trying to use fake tickets that it just jammed up the turnstiles and
Correct.
nobody could get through. So there was a riot at let's see, and then somebody is quoted here. I think this might be the head of the French police union, quoted, "At the start, jumping through the turnstiles were mainly locals, but very quickly other profiles emerged. Minors or pseudo-minors, foreigners, ultra-violent types from God knows where. Then everything changed. They were attacking women, children, old people, then merging back into the crowd. Some victims actually had their clothes taken from them." Let me find this one guy's quote.
Oh my
'cause
God.
it's like,
It's terrifying.
And this was all just started because a bottleneck happened and everybody
It's your
just...
favorite thing. It's where something normal just descends into chaos.
UFC fighter Paddy Pimblett is quoted as saying he had never been so scared in his life. At least when you're in a cage, it was 1 against 1. There were groups of 30 men running around in big packs. Some of them had weapons, machetes, knives, bars, and bats. People were pinned to the floor and having their watches taken. I saw people having their handbags taken. People would pull the bag away and then slice the strap with a knife. So this soccer match turned into a full-fledged fucking riot with gangs running around with hand weapons, robbing people in broad fucking daylight.
No, thank you.
Like the movie Purge, or they're just...
No, thank you.
No laws.
I wonder if those people were going to the game and then went crazy, or they were nearby and heard a riot was happening.
If I'm reading this guy's account right, this police chief, it started kind of slowly and then word got out. And everybody.
Hey, did you hear? There's a riot down here, and you could go slash crazy. I'll be there.
And I don't know if you're keeping up with world events, but there's a lot of people in France who are dissatisfied and also undervalued in the country and feeling a lot of pressure. So, the word gets out. Anybody with a fucking crowbar, you can go rob some fucking people that can afford a Champions League final ticket. I'm sure that was,
True. I mean, it is a tourist destination at that time. I mean, I would imagine that the unsavory people that were there that probably started it were there just like any other event that were happening in Orlando. It'd be like going down to I-Drive and being like, there's no criminals here. It's like all the criminals are here because all the tourists are here.
Yeah.
We're not idiots. It's like they know rental cars. They know, to look for luggage. It's not like, that's why I always tell people, it's like, Don't drive around with all of your fucking luggage on the top of your car. They know what you're doing.
And imagine if like the tweet went out like security at Universal has fucking fallen and like, nobody's in control of this fucking park and there's 40,000 tourists here with all their fucking vacation
And sometimes
money.
it's not even Universal. Like that hasn't happened. But sometimes it's not even Universal. Sometimes it's like some news station gets a report that it happens and they think, oh, we're helping out. Universal Security's down there. Like, fuck yeah, Universal Security, let's go. Let's go. Then everybody's there. They're fucking going nuts.
And it's like, the business is trying to make money. So I'm sure after every game, they probably try to take less and less security or hire less and less cops. Seriously, like when we
Not
used
in
to
Europe, dude. Not in Europe.
there wasn't enough to handle.
Yeah, but that's the point. Like in Europe, they're pretty much geared up for a full-scale riot under any terms of any soccer match.
They've had people die. Remember, I forget.
20s, dozens of people dying in crushes and stuff. They're ready for it. The fact that this got that out of control, it was a next level event.
So what they're talking about now, they're talking about a lot of it's going to change everything. Turnstiles, metal detectors.
Just to put it in perspective, imagine this shit happened at the Super Bowl, Tom. Like, they're geared up for fucking security at the Super Bowl. If the Super Bowl security gets overwhelmed, this is like, in a sense, a Super Bowl for them. They got overwhelmed at the Super Bowl, basically.
Yeah, if crazy at the final game, it's like...
Well, you
would
expect
think
a lot of people. You don't necessarily expect it to go, like, that sour. You expect the crowd, but you don't expect the riot.
Dude, that fake ticket thing, I feel like it was probably some sort of internet thing that somebody was like, here's a fucking fake ticket that I guarantee will work. Got out on Twitter or something.
It's
a million people printed it out.
more simple than we think. You're like,
it's something
I bet
stupid
you
like that.
were a part. I know you were a part of an oversold party where the guy started to doing the ticket or at least telling people, and the next thing you know, that one guy that knows everybody told everybody at high school about the party, and then all hell's breaking loose because now 1,000 people are at Jimmy's house, and they're literally tearing the ceiling fans out of the... You know what I mean? Like, that shit happen all the time. Where it'd be like, it would have been fine if we only had 70 people here, but now we have the entire school. So now everything's... They're throwing the couch on the lawn, they're shitting everywhere.
when you get a fake ticket, you expect to watch the game standing up, right? Because someone's going to be sitting in the seat...
No,
fake ticket,
I take
right?
the seat and I make them feel like they're the fake ticket.
No, okay.
Yeah. It's a battle of will at that point, right? It's like, and I'm going to win that because I'm going to be like, no, wait, I got the real ticket.
You're just trying to get in the door. You can be like, I was there live.
Yeah. Next story.
All right. We got a story. This is the scam of the week. You
love
got to
a good
watch
scam
that
of
on
the week.
YouTube. Apparently, the new thing on YouTube. You're fucking stupid if you fall for this.
All right.
Somebody took video of like Elon Musk at like a TED Talk or something, like some video of Elon Musk, and they play it. They purport to be from Tesla or Elon Musk, and the scam is they get you to send you some crypto, and they promise they'll double it and send it right back to you, which you're fucking dumb if you fall for that.
That seems ridiculous.
These guys have made in a week 23 transfers of Bitcoin totaling $234,000.
Goddamn.
18 Ethereum totaling $9,000 in the year because they can track.
I just take the $9,000. That's enough.
They know where the wallets where this shit is going to. It's all on the ledgers, So these wallets, some of the giveaway scammer wallets, they track in 2021. $98 million in 2021.
What?
So far this year, $30 million.
God damn. That's a lot of money to scam someone.
You and I were talking about this yesterday about like the law of doesn't hurt to ask. I mean, that is what they're doing, right? They're doing
it's a numbers
they are
game.
banking on the fact that they know that dumb people want to have crypto too.
And okay, here's another fucking aspect of it. So this guy in Chile, he had a pretty popular YouTube channel. Somebody hacked it. And then so he starts getting texts like, why is your YouTube channel putting out all these weird videos about Elon Musk? So if they can crack a fucking YouTuber with a lot of followers, then they'll spam their fucking Elon Musk video out. And then some people will trust it just because it came from this guy that they follow on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean,
check our YouTube channel.
yeah. Well,
I haven't been on there in a minute.
One guy lost $400,000.
But I've been enjoying the Elon videos they've been putting out.
So, but that kind of goes back to these like Instagram and when you get your account hacked and then they're not able to do anything and you're just screwed at this point. Like even for this, you think they don't want the scammers scamming your followers or whatever,
right?
Because imagine if someone hacked us or our main account and then just started asking for BDMs like. for a couple dollars here or there to send
Right.
it. Like they would be able to get something.
They would absolutely just think it was you guys asking for a couple dollars.
Probably,
Like this
They'd be
sounds
like,
about
God
right.
damn it, knock it off, guys. Enough is enough.
Another Founders too.
Yeah, I increased my love meter for the love of God. I don't love you that much. You know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, how many mistakes can you make?
Jesus.
Anyway, but it's weird because you would think, just like we were talking about Bitcoin before, there is a weird process where once you send it, you're like, I hope that was right. Like you would think that they would be more cautious about sending random people Bitcoin, just because inherently it seems harder to track than anything else.
Do
right?
you get, because I know you have Bitcoin. I have friends that have Bitcoin. Andrea won't let me dabble in it yet, but I'll get there. You'll see. For my birthday, maybe.
Well,
Do
start
you-
now.
do you
Don't
have a-
start when I did.
Do you have a wallet that, and does
Yeah.
it give you anxiety knowing that? This is an honest question, not being funny. Does it concern you at all? Are you in charge of the line of code that you need to access it, because you're not known for, like, you've lost all your glasses, you're wearing your readers. You see, my point is, like,
Yeah,
I needed my wife to help me.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't lose Scotty's autograph in the fucking the movie theater.
You know,
again, did
touche,
he?
and that hurts. That hurts, Ross. That's a hurtful statement.
Now
Meanest thing you've ever said. Scott St. John.
But nowadays,
real.
they've made it more dummy-proof, where you get a hard storage or a
Have
hard
you seen
wallet
the
storage.
sticks? They make these sticks
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
There's one on Uncrate where you stick it in there, and then it automatically pulls your code, and then it shows it on the outside, and then it locks, and you pull it out, and then that's your thing now.
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
have
yeah.
something
Yes,
tangible.
yeah, we got
Pretty
something
cool.
like that.
Pretty
And
cool.
and then so it's way different than it used to be 10 years ago, when it was all like, hey, you better remember this or it's all going to be
Right.
gone. There's no way to access the account. And like, it's
You know,
a
because
lot
that
more
happened to me. Like, I have a safety deposit box. It still happened. I have a safety deposit box that belonged to my mom and dad that I can't get into because I don't have a key and I have no recourse on it, even though I was part of the estate or whatever. The way that Florida laws were matching up with Virginia state law or whatever, there's some sort of weirdness there where they're like, yeah, sorry.
Really?
Yeah. I'm
So
not,
what's just gonna stay locked forever?
apparently.
Hold on, can't you show
crazy.
them like
No.
a death certificate and like they and like, hey, I'm the legal.
Talk to Bernie.
Because it's on somebody else's on there, another family member that we can't track down.
Oh yeah. Someone else.
Once they
yeah.
die, you get in there.
Yeah, well, I can't find them.
Oh, we'll find them.
Yeah.
We'll find him.
Next story.
All right, this will be our last story because this is the last story I have.
All right.
Portland, Maine. This lady, her little puppy, it ate a wooden skewer.
All right.
Had to took it to the vet. Vet said take it to the emergency center. Took it to the 24-hour emergency center. She's like, signed a bunch of paperwork, of course. Next day, they call and they say, we saved your puppy, $10,000.
I saw
All right.
this.
Yeah.
I saw the story.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this has happened to a lot of people where their dog or their beloved pet needs
Yeah.
an emergency surgery.
Happened to me.
And you're just going to pay for it because what are you going to be like? No, let it die. They're going to pay, but they probably want the money.
So they hit her with, listen, your little puppy needs emergency surgery. It's going to die. We need half the money up front. And she tried. She couldn't do it. So she did this thing. They gave her another option. They let her surrender ownership of the puppy.
Yeah. That's
She-
very common, by the way.
Over the phone or over the computer or something. She just signed a little paper saying,
Digital documents.
go fix the puppy, but it's your puppy now. And in return for, saving the puppy's life, I'll just sign it over to you. So, it's 2022. She starts a fucking GoFundMe. She raises the money real quick because who's not going to fucking help out this lady with little baby
Yeah,
puppy?
you give her
with
like
gonna
$2 or $3.
Skewer in the belly.
Sure.
Goes viral. She got the money. She shows up at the vet with the money. They have sold her dog. The
Really?
dog, the dog is gone, and she will not tell her where it went.
Yeah, they won't say
They
her. And
won't
apparently,
even tell her where it went.
the follow-up to this story is this lady has done this multiple times.
What?
Yeah, there's more to it because I fell into a hole last night smoking weed, looking at it, and apparently this lady, other people were chiming in on the original Facebook post and saying, they did this to my dog too. They demanded $3,000 and I gave them half, and then I came up with the rest of it, and she said that she won't tell me where it is. It's crazy, dude.
So is
It's
she
crazy.
holding it hostage or she just literally sold
They
it off?
don't know.
and then-
Some people are claiming that the dog in the thread. It was on Reddit. Some people in the Reddit thread are claiming that the dog may be dead already, and that they already euthanized it. Didn't even perform the surgery to save the dog.
She's
just
making a
euthanized
coat
it and
out of
took
puppy fur.
Yeah, and just made that too. Just took the money, euthanize the dog because it's easier than doing the surgery, right? And then
It's
move
gotta-
on to the next pet.
Okay, think about it. Okay, say if you were a legitimate veterinarian, you probably deal with this a lot where someone comes to you with an emergency, right? And that you could save the animal's life with a expensive, complicated surgery, but they don't have the money to pay for it.
Right.
But they are super sad and they need you to save the animal's life.
It's
but
worse if you have the money, you just don't want to do it, right?
Well,
I think that's worse if you're like, well, I got the money, but I don't know if I want to,
Because
maybe this should be it.
business-wise, they can't just go and do free surgeries for whatever animal they need.
I mean, they could.
Yeah, but they'd ruin their business, right? You go out of business.
You just say like, hey, can't you just do it for me?
Yeah, but
And then the other ones you charge for.
it happens every day, right?
Yeah, but I don't.
I mean, this is a
They do
legitimate
that
scam.
thing where there's no prices on the wall. And I think they kind of look at what kind of watch you have and what kind of car you drove in before the price fucking comes out. So I don't feel bad for veterinarians. They could cut people a break if they wanted to.
I've
I feel
always
like.
been told that they have a certain number of pro bonos they could do, it's at their discretion, right? Especially if they're the doctor.
Or work out like a payment plan.
It's kind of like a podcast advertising. Like if someone comes to us for want to advertise, and then I tell
how
them
much money's in your wallet.
I tell them the price, and they're like, "Oh, too much," and then I'm like, "I'm sorry, but that's what it costs." Technically, all it is us talking. It's not that hard. Like we could just promote it.
Rules are rules. I'm sorry, you must leave now.
but I mean, it's not that hard.
Sam, escort him out.
I'm sure even the surgery, like they could
Look,
be
we're
like,
trying to get new sponsors right now. Don't say that.
well, I'm just saying.
Prices are the prices.
Like, how hard is the surgery? Like to cut a tumor out? I bet the doctor could do it pretty easily.
I can do it after 2 weeks training.
Like after lunch, they're like, all right, let's just do it real quick, and they just cut the tumor.
I had, Sam brings up the payment plan idea. When I was, fostering Dalmatians, the one that I got into, I just paid that off like a couple of years ago. I spent me and the girl I was dating at the time spent close to $4,000 to $5,000, and it was not like you can make payments on it. It was like we need this to do anything.
Cash in hand.
Yeah, it was like we need this to do it, and this is the worst part. They do this big spiel where they're like, we don't like this part, but this is reality. In order to do this, we're going to need this amount, there is no payment plan.
You know what? Like every once in a while, like some company does something that they claim they'll do. And I'm super shocked by it because no company ever upholds any deal that, for the most part. It's like, we'll replace, and it's always a pain in the ass. But my mom's dog, Bitey.
I love Bitey. I met Bitey, by the way.
yeah. It's less Bitey
Shit
now.
bit me good.
But it got heartworms. And
it bit them all out. Though. It bit them all out.
And then, but I guess it was on like a heart guard medication or whatever, and it still got the heartworms. And then it says, like they advertise, if your dog gets heartworms and it was on
you
heart
get a
guard,
free smoothie, a tropical smoothie cafe.
They advertise that they'll pay for the treatment to get rid of the heartworms.
Fuck that, I want a free dog.
And then my sister told me, I'm like, they'll never pay. Like this is bullshit. Like you'll try to email.
How jaded and negative. I love it.
And then she calls me back and I called them the first time.
In your
and
face, T.
And I explained to them, I showed them the veterinarian bill and everything. They said they'll pay. And they're actively working it out right now. I'm like, really?
You're like, tell them I got a heart disease.
I'm like, holy
Wait,
shit.
do we need a vet sponsor?
We do.
I know we do, but that's a weird business too, where they.
It sounds like they're treating their customers right.
Well, people are very picky about their vets.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, what a fucked up business model to come out to a lobby and say it's $10,000 or we kill your dog.
Right.
That's
what a
do.
fucked
so
up business
fucked
model.
up.
It's terrible.
If they had a
have
shred
to.
of compassion, it would be, listen, we're going to fix your dog. You can pay for it if you want and have your dog back, or we'll sell your dog. That should be the business model. Dog gets fixed either way. You make up your mind.
I wish I
that
could
should be
give
a business
you.
model.
I wish I could give you the real spiel they gave me. And the dog.
sure
the dog still died, by the way. Like I spent like the 4 Gs.
Yeah.
And
that's
the dog,
always part of it, by the way. We can't guarantee anything.
Yeah, and it had like some sort of leukemia. And trust me, when you start winging around the word leukemia, it's like you're not coming back from that. And she did not. And I was out the money, and I was like, and it was fast too. It was like we paid the money, had the dog, 2 more weeks, dead. And I'm like, oh, man, that's bad.
There is a business model behind being a veterinarian. Now, I'm sure there's good and bad, and
I
there's
think
like,
I just laid it out. Money or we kill your dog.
Yeah. That's it. But
we have a freezer. We'll freeze it real good after we kill it if that's what you're worried about.
I used to do that. You put them in the plastic bag and you throw them in the freezer.
But what else are they supposed to do?
You got to move them around while they're warm so you get enough room, because if they freeze with their legs out, you're not maximizing your space.
You let them. You say, I'm going to fix the dog either way. If you have the money, you can have your dog. Otherwise, we'll sell it to a fucking dog fighting ring. It's fair, equitable.
What is the most amount of money? Because I've only heard that this is just a stereotype. I've only heard people spending big amounts of money on dogs. That's just a stereotype. But I'm sure cat people spend just as much money for arguably a smaller animal. So I'd like to know what cat people have spent. I want to know your big dog number.
Sure a lot.
Because it would hurt my heart just because I'm a simple human. If a cat's like what, about a foot long? If I spend $9,000 on a foot long cat, that's woo.
Think about it.
That's a lot of money.
If the operation board was this big, it would be harder. You know?
Yeah, you should go up. You're right,
dude. I spent like $600 on our cat. She was chewing through her own tail because she was like fucking going nuts. We had to put her on like actual like schizophrenic medication.
Oh my God, I need that.
She almost chewed through her entire tail. We had to have surgery on her tail. It was like $600 fucking.
Oh, just get rid of that thing.
She's still kicking, dude. I wish she would die so bad. She's fucking healthier than ever.
I eat Andrea's tail every night.
She's like 14 years old, healthier than ever, driving me fucking nuts.
Yeah, this is the cat that's been waking you up every night.
Yes, every fucking night.
Okay, and we'll end with this, but when you start a GoFundMe for your pet or for whatever,
you
right?
immediately should go to Disney.
No. But
that's what people do. I see them do it all the time.
Dude.
It should be because you can't afford it,
No,
not
it
because
be
you
it's an
don't want to
inconvenience.
pay, right? Because I've seen
that's what it's for, yeah.
But I've seen people start GoFundMes because like
They don't want to pay.
because they don't want to pay.
Yeah.
But
Well, nobody wants to pay.
yeah, no, I know. That's I'm like my whole lower unit just melted on my boat, and it cost me like $2,200 to fix.
Should have GoFunded it.
Then I was like, and you know what?
You think he would have gotten it?
I was like, God!
I don't think he would have gotten it.
No, of course not.
No,
Well,
if
it's
you
so
put under my lower
cheese
unit,
dick.
I'll be.
But also, like, I would
dick.
never do. But it's like I didn't want to pay the $2,200.
Wait a minute.
to
Did the air
fix it.
kick back on? I feel a breeze. Oh,
It
God.
did, yeah, kick back on.
Oh, we can keep
thank God.
going. Thank
Yeah.
God.
But it's like, yes, we know you don't want to pay for your dog
Right.
surgery, but if you can afford it, don't start a GoFundMe, even
Yeah.
if it puts you in a bad way, because guess what? Everybody gets put in a bad way when they don't want to pay something gigantic, but that happens to everyone. Fucking Ross is driving around with no AC right now.
Right.
You see him starting a GoFundMe for his AC?
No.
Right.
You know?
No,
like-
I'm about to throw a bunch of shit on eBay and sell a bunch of my shit.
Yeah. And it's going to be a stinger when you finally fix it, but that's what it is
Yeah,
to
that's
people.
what it is.
Everyone gets stingers. Don't just...
And we will talk about you. It was more popular when my wife asked me this the other night. She's like, "Is GoFundMe still a thing?" And I go, "Not as much as it used to be." Because I think some of us did get a bad taste in our mouth because we all know the person. A lot of you listening to this right now can name or at least envision a person that you know did a GoFundMe for their pet, and then the next post they're in like Aruba. Like, we all know those people.
Yeah, because you start judging, you're like, wait a minute. Like,
And you do. You start judging.
You're an
and
Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, and it's unfair to do that.
Outback. You're judging them for going to Outback.
It's
And then
unfair
a coupon for a free bloomin' onion. But you don't know that.
But it is unfair to do that because who knows
Yes.
if they already paid that or their
Exactly,
grandma
yeah.
bought them that Aruba trip. That's not my business.
It is, but
it's not my business.
But you open yourself up for judgment
do.
when you ask
for money,
for
yeah.
money.
But
And then you got to
see
accept it.
And you know the one I'm talking about. The guy, he did it for his cat. I think it was a cat, which I'm sorry, but it does make it worse. If it's a dog, I think more people are like, oh, it's a dog, of course, because dogs are more dumb like humans. Cats are smart, so I don't think we look at them like they're us. But he did it for a cat, and then the next post, he was at Disney World, and he's like, tickets for everybody. I bought tickets for in-laws, everybody. They're spending thousands. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I just gave your GoFundMe.
Yeah. You at least got to hide the the
don't
fact.
post about it. Just don't post.
Yeah, like I just, you don't want to see the guy panhandling get into a nicer car than you when you're driving.
You don't.
After you gave him $1.
You don't want to do it.
I saw one the other day where somebody had lost a spouse and there was some sort of donation page set up. Like, you know how when like somebody will do it for somebody?
Yes, yeah.
That had happened, and the person was complaining and saying, don't donate to this because the person running it won't let me pay my spouse's medical bills with it. They just want the money going to this other thing that I disagree with.
I've seen that. It becomes
whole big
awkward.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Because all the people that donated,
Jesus fucking Christ.
You're like, this is making it awkward for everybody involved. Like
how
the
do we
person,
even fucking help?
Yeah, and the person in the past, it's
just
like
make you a tater tot casserole and call it that.
and those kind of things. Like,
That's just good as fuck.
if you go through a horrible situation, I'll donate to you, and people should donate because, like, no matter what, this is a horrible situation. But it's like for the things that you can't afford but don't want to pay for. Guess what? Everybody can't.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't want to pay for a lot of shit, and like, so you have to be not able to afford it to ask for money.
And then there was a lady, you're an OG Orlando comedian if you remember this lady, who shaved her head and pretended she had cancer and got a lot of money out of it.
I remember that.
Yes.
Oh, man. You
See,
know,
I respect the straight scam. I was like that.
I'll leave you with this. I'll leave you with
I
this
think-
because I want to talk about this, and I want to talk to somebody that maybe has tried to fake their own death. But there is a series of YouTube influencers and streamers that have faked their own death to try and get more views and more. There's tons of them.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one that did it successfully, and you can deep dive it on YouTube. I want to talk about it in another show, but I know we got to get out of here.
You're
But
right.
I
I've seen
want to
people
talk
out,
about it.
like,
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
I saw a TikTok where he was TikTok live, and he was like, "I've been stranded out in the ocean," and,
Yes.
and then I'm like, "Is it like?"
There's bunches of them.
Immediately, I know it's fake. I'm like, "You're not TikTok live,
And
you're stranded out in the ocean."
There's instant ones.
Stupid.
There's ones where they get lost. There's ones where they get kidnapped. The ones that I really like because it's really sinister are the ones that do it over a year or 2 years. They'll fake and lose weight like they're going through chemo, and they're not.
Oh.
They're not. They're just starving themselves to get more clicks. It's crazy.
I heard a story on a podcast. This lady was like booking for one of these reality shows and denied somebody, I think because their psych eval came back bad.
Yeah.
And the person who got denied went and made like a YouTube series about how this person ruined their life and then pretended to kill themselves at the end of it.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, this influencer culture, man, is like, if you start deep and dive into how crazy they are, it's awesome.
Well, think about it. There used to be a certain set of rules, like, you can't do this on social media. Then there's people. I mean, there's so many people that have a phone now. Like, for sure, people are just do whatever they want,
Yeah,
right?
do anything. It's a wild west.
Yeah. And then they're faking their death.
But then
pretending
there's so many like people that are in that culture that want to police it that and these guys are smart and they got time. So they'll deep dive and they'll be like, hell no, this guy's not dead. And then they'll fucking geolocate you and then start doxing you and then like outing you and finding you.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
the hive mentality of the internet will find out the truth, right?
Yeah.
Eventually.
Fucking Britney Spears' wedding. Her
Oh,
first
yeah.
husband
Yeah.
crashed
Yeah.
it live
Yeah.
on live.
Yeah.
That was fucking
You
What's
could've
going
watched
on?
that.
Sam,
It's
what's going on with that? You know about Britney Spears.
Well,
She was just a
trying
surprise.
she was trying to plan a wedding where it was like going to be 100 people or less. And this fucking asshole who's been like stalking her for the past 10 years, she grew up with the guy right in Louisiana,
Yeah.
so he's some podunk piece of shit from
He's an
Louisiana
acquaintance and
that she knew when she lived there.
He's a big bastard, right?
He's pretty big.
he's a big dude.
Yeah, and she got married to him back in Vegas for like 55 hours before it got annulled.
I remember
right?
that
So
story.
it's that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
And he's been he's been going to a lot of, back before, the whole conservatorship ended, he was showing up at all those different rallies and stuff. He's making it about him.
Okay,
he doesn't
yeah,
give
yeah.
a fuck about Britney.
Yeah, he's
which
in that
is
world
really
now.
what it is. And he has been stalking her, and he had been scoping out her property to see how he could sneak into her property just so he could crash this fucking wedding for weeks, he said. And then he went on Instagram Live, and he got into her fucking house.
Yeah, he got like.
And he's showing everybody on his Instagram
Yeah.
like how to break into her fucking house. which
There
is
was
fucked up.
security in place too. Like
Yeah,
he
a guy
came up
pulled
to
a gun out on
security
him.
and he got through it and he was
Yeah.
in her fucking
Yeah,
house.
he just kept going, but he just
Live.
And
It was
he's
like a
doing
10-minute video.
And
yeah.
he did like the clipboard thing where he's like, he just act confident. And he's like, I'm just
Yeah, yeah.
walking right in. He's
Yeah, he's like,
opening
no,
her
he's like, no,
cabinets.
Brittany invited me. I was her first husband.
I finally saw the video. He's opening doors and walking all
Yeah,
around.
he's opening up all the doors. Brittany. And it's like, at that point, you should know that this fucker. Plus, he wasn't dressed like he was going to a wedding.
And all of this,
His
he had
fucking boxer shorts were hanging out like it was
Yeah.
1999.
And all of this
Oh, of
while
course
he had
they
a
were.
fucking GoFundMe for his cat.
Right.
This a piece of shit. All right, let's get out of here.
All right, Sam, you doing some antics this weekend?
Yes, we're recording. We recorded some last night and tonight because we're going to be in Jacksonville this weekend. So we're kind of breaking up our recording, but it will come out this Sunday. So check it out.
There you go.
Ross, Tots with Ross.
The Orlando Talk Show with Ross McCoy and your podcast app. last one was with Akeem Woods and then John Bustecker. We had a really good one with him. And then go check out that Dano Dennis episode. Listen to that fucking Pillowcase Bandit story. It's fucking crazy.
Pillowcase Bandit.
And come see me at the Bullbush first and third Saturdays. Shit sandwich.
And again, we'll Carts and Kegs, June 26th. Our beer release is
It's not a race.
June 18th. And
It's not a race, it's an experience.
buy our Tom and Dan hammock. We've got a bunch in storage, and we need to get rid of them.
Yeah, we got to get those out of storage.
They're good.
Because,
That thing was cheap. I can't believe that didn't sell out.
It comes with a little Tom and Dan bag,
it's got a
too,
little
that's
bag, too.
supplemented to.
Oh, no, I don't want it.
It's on
Free
Tom
bag.
and Dan. You can use it to rob someone.
Put it on your
It's like
head.
a mini pillowcase.
The Hammock Bandit.
All right, we're out of here. Bye-bye.